All right, welcome back to Orange Peelers. Round 8 already. Every week I say it's like it's already. We're literally a quarter of the way through the season.
We are.
Over a quarter, I think, based on 7 rounds in, 27-week season. How are you?
I'm good. And this season just keeps getting more interesting. I can't wait for the end of it. It's going to be so close at the end.
Well, what is it at the moment? I think there's 3 points between 4th and 15th.
It's
insane.
The final series is going to be so good. Like, it's just going to be so close.
You won't be able to, pick who wins the finals games. It'll be elite.
I reckon this year could honestly be the first year a team can win it from outside the 4.
Yeah.
It could. I don't think
hate
it will happen. But
it definitely could. Definitely.
Yeah.
You went to just the Bulldogs game this week.
I did, yes.
Because obviously Souths played in Brisbane. Are you low-key a Bulldogs fan?
No.
No, you don't want to admit it yet?
Souths are in Brisbane. I might as well find a game to go to. I'm like, that Dogs game's probably the best choice. And Fred offered me a ticket. So I was
shout out Hectic Fred.
Yeah, shout out Hectic Fred. Might see him here soon.
First time at CommBank as well.
It was, and it's incredible. Just how it's so similar to Allianz, just how close you are to everything. Junior Polo walked so close to me, and I could not believe how big he actually is. I'm just
he's massive.
He is. Then he took the hit up off the kickoff, and you just hear, it's just a big thud.
You can hear it too. Yeah, you can hear the contact.
It's just a big slap. I was like, oh.
How many stadiums have you been to? Obviously, you've been to Accor.
I'll go for Accor,
Allianz.
Win many times.
Yeah, true.
The new Allianz, but we'll just count that as Allianz.
Yeah.
I've been to SCG, I guess you could count that. Shark Park I've been to. Cogger I've been to. That's about it. Yeah.
Would you? What? You said that CommBank's like Allianz. Which one do you prefer?
For now, I'd say Allianz, only because it was a night game and the atmosphere was just, and it's bigger, Allianz. They go a bit more round, at the top.
Yeah.
And that stadium was full to the brink at that game. And, at night they can have all the light shows. And I'm sure CommBank does that similar, but Allianz just was better.
So do you admit that it's Allianz and not Trellianz?
That's Trellianz, sorry, pardon me.
You said Allianz about 50 times, so it's not Trellianz anymore.
No, it's still Trellianz. Always will be.
All right, speaking of Trellianz and the South Sydney Rabbitohs, they beat the Dolphins convincingly. Our predictions for this game, I said Dolphins 1-12. I wanted the upset. I said Asako anytime, and at halftime it was looking pretty good.
I was nervous at
but then Souths ran away 13+, which is exactly what you predicted. You said AJ anytime. Plus, this was your multi of the week. It was on Picklebet. It got up. So shout out to anyone that jumped on that.
Then Tass could have passed to Johnson, but he decided to go himself. I got so angry. Just pass it to him. But
was that before AJ's try? Because he scored the last try. He scored late. But what did you make of the game, especially as a Souths fan?
They were running for us that first half. I was actually quite good. Cody Nicarima played really well that first half.
Yeah, he played really well.
Best game I've seen him play in a long time.
I'd almost go ever. It was the first half. Yeah, best half of footy I've seen him play.
Best, but we don't talk about his time at South. But he knew the way South played, so that's the advantage he had. But second half he seemed to just fall asleep. So did most of the Dolphins.
Yeah, I was about to say all the Dolphins just fell asleep.
Cody Walker, he was just outstanding. He looks like he's getting back to his best, which it's hard to say, but he's looking really good.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think
Campbell Graham's the best form of his career. We'll talk about him a bit more.
Yeah, I think Cody Walker very close to career form.
Yeah.
Campbell Graham career form, even Latrell,
because
he's starting to get involved. You called it a couple weeks ago. You're like, I just want Trell to get involved, and since then,
we'll talk about this week. Panthers are always the game where if seems to go.
That's the thing. So, and it's basically since the last time they played Panthers, he sort of stepped up a little bit, and started getting involved more. And now they play Panthers. It's going to be interesting. So is he going to disappear, or is he going to step up?
So this is going to be very, very interesting this time, I reckon, because I think this is the best form he's been in leading into a Panthers game.
Yeah,
you could say the finals last year as well, maybe. But
true.
I think
that is true. He was in good form heading into the finals.
So it'll be interesting, but I guess we get to talk about that when it gets there. But Dolphins just seem to fall asleep that second half. I don't really.
It was weird because their first half they were. Would you say? I was going to say dominate.
They should have been up by a lot more than what they were. Yeah. In my opinion, they were just rolling down the middle, but then Souths just completely took over.
I don't know. Did Dolphins just not expect Souths to come out firing in the second half? Did they get too comfortable?
I think there's just a few decisions that
fatigue maybe because it's a young team and obviously they've got lots of injuries and so it's a lot of depth players are in it. So maybe there was a bit of fatigue or something.
And they've done it a few times this season as well, where they just shut off in the second half, and you'd hope it's not going to be a continuing problem for the rest of the season. But it was just a bit I thought it was going to be a lot closer. Like, I still at halftime thought South could win, but I thought in a low-scoring close game that, no, they just ran rampant over them.
Souths came out in the second half as if the first half never happened.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. Like, literally as if it never happened, just came out and just played some rugby league and just outplayed Dolphins.
Played as good as what we know they can.
Yeah.
Like, they were at their best that second half, and that's scary for other teams.
I think still, even though they lost, I think they can take the Dolphins. They can take a lot out of the first half.
They can.
There's still so much promise in that side, and I think they can make the top 8 the way they are. I don't know if they will. I don't know if I think they will, but they definitely can.
We'll probably talk about that next week. Our updated.
We'll do an updated.
I had them at 16th. I don't know.
Yeah, I had them very low.
Yeah, most people did.
I think like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, now they're falling off." I don't know if I'd go that far.
I think with Wayne Bennett there, I don't think they're gonna like have a major like what the Dragons have done in the past, where they just completely fall away in the second half of the season. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, no, I think
because I don't see too many of their players making the Origin sides either.
Yeah,
like, I think I've got one of their players playing.
I have 2, so yeah, no, that's still not many.
One,
yeah,
and it's a very interesting choice as well. Who I've got. Actually, no, I've got 2. Sorry,
you got 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing early Origin team list later on, so that's going to be a fun little thing to do. Anything else out of this game?
Nah, just beware of Souths.
Beware of Souths.
Yeah. Beware of the bunny.
Beware of Latrell when he actually gets involved. The second game of the week was Roosters Sharks. I thought the Roosters would win 1-12, and I said Mulatalo anytime. You said Sharks 1-12, which they won 1-12, and you said Hines, who didn't deserve a try, but he probably. No, sorry, he didn't get a try, but I think he deserved one the way he played.
Aquaman back at it again.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
The wet hair.
Oh.
Wet hair maestro. The wetter his hair, the better he plays. I've said it once. It's
goes.
true, bro. It's true, I swear. What did you make of this one? I think, as I said, Hines was just incredible again.
Sharks are good, but like I'm still not shot on the Sharks yet. Like I think they're making the 8, but I reckon like that. I think they don't make the top 4, but I think they're going to be that side that like. They're just going to be a completely different team when the finals come.
Yeah,
I feel like Nico Hines is going to have a huge final series.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think they're making the grand final.
Yeah, that's right. You said South Sharks. I can see them making the grand final outside.
4, yeah, but I just, we'll talk about that more later in the year. Like, it's too early to talk about that. I just didn't think Roosters played good. And obviously, Sam Walker's been dropped from the side this week.
Roosters, they were very average. Their discipline
I know.
Was
Victor Radley being sin bin. Why didn't I put that in?
What?
I said Victor Radley sin bin.
What happened at the end for his sin bin? Like, what was he thinking?
I don't really remember. Like, I wasn't paying attention, but I looked up.
There was like a short kickoff, and then a Sharks player was on the ground, and then I think the tackle was complete, and then Victor Radley came and dove on him.
No, or maybe that was the Brandon Smith one. Was it?
That's exactly what happened with Radley. It could have been the same thing with Smith as well. I don't remember the Smith one.
No, he just, he's similar to Cody Walker, where if his team's like struggling and down, like he just gets the shits. And,
he just has brain snap.
Yeah.
He's a very aggressive player, and it's a pro, but it's also a con. Like his aggressiveness is what makes him such a quality player.
I'm surprised he hasn't been dropped, and Sam Walker has.
Yeah. Well, like he's probably suspended.
Yeah,
no, I don't think he is, but like he's
no.
always suspended, and I think it's becoming a problem for the Roosters.
I know.
And it sucks because, as I said, that's like the best part of his game is his aggression.
And he's got to turn it.
There just isn't a place for it the way the game is at the moment. Like back in 2004, he would have been the best player in the comp. Like when Sonny Bill Williams is running around shoulder charging people, but in 2023, there's just not a place for his aggression. I don't think.
Yeah.
Which sucks for him, but. Like, it is what it is.
I know. So
he's got to change, I think.
He's now tied with, I think, our current players playing in the NRL for most sin bins.
Yeah.
He's tied with Latrell Mitchell.
I think that stat, I saw that list the other week as well. It was like the top 10 most sin bin. I don't think that was ever. That wasn't even just current players.
Really?
That was ever.
I think it said NRL era.
NRL era.
So,
not with current. So, NRL era. And Latrell was number 1, and he was 1 ahead of Radley. Yeah.
So they're tied now.
I feel like Latrell hasn't been sin bin in that, like in a while.
He got sin binned against the Roosters last season, but it was for like a professional foul. Like, remember it?
Yeah.
The opening of Trelliance, that
like,
game.
I know him to be a grub, but I don't know him to be like getting sin binned all
only
the time.
twice, because he got sin binned in that game. The one before was the Joey Manu one.
Yeah.
So it's like
and then
twice
maybe lots at Roosters.
Yeah. Then he had one against the Tigers in 2021 where he like tried to kick.
Oh yeah. That was on. Was that did he kick Reynolds?
That was the Tigers game. Yeah, it might have been Reynolds.
I feel like he kicked Reynolds.
Well, I think it was the winger, but something happened.
Yeah, I remember.
But no, 2020 was the incident with Reynolds.
Yeah.
I think Reynolds kicked someone.
Oh yeah, Reynolds was kicking at the ball and hit someone, and then Latrell ran in. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. As I said, Roosters, their discipline just like as we said, Radley got sin bin.
Costed them games.
Cheese got sin bin, and there was at least one other.
Yeah, no, there was another.
I think the sin bin count was like 0 to Sharks and 3 or 4 to the Roosters, which usually like the NRL referees try and balance out sin bins. Like if there's like a fight or a bit of push and shove and somebody has to get sin bin, they always sin bin 1 from each.
Yeah.
So you know your discipline's bad when you've got like 3 sin bins to the Sharks 0. And yeah, as I said, I think Radley's a liability, but the Sharks, they're looking all right. They're very inconsistent.
I know.
They lost to the Warriors, they lost to the Raiders, but then they come out and beat the Roosters when they're down on troops. It's hard to get a read on, but that's the case with almost every team this year, I think.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Because that's just the way the competition is, I guess. Anything else for that game?
Not really. We just addressed it all there.
Yeah.
I'm glad Radley got sin bin. I always love seeing that.
Yeah.
It's always too good.
You love a week where the Souths win and Roosters lose, I imagine. Especially, no, it wasn't on the same night. I was going to say especially on the same night, but they were different nights. Let's move to Storm Manly, which I think this caught us off guard a little bit because Manly won. Do you remember what the score was?
It was 18-8.
So it was 1-12.
And I nearly got my very bold
You nearly got the try scorer. So
I screamed and jumped up, like almost like Souths had won a game, like the way I do in Souths games when Woodsy got over.
Yeah, so you had Woodsy anytime, and I was like, why would you pick Woodsy anytime?
It's just I did it just to take the piss originally. But I'm like, you might have scored.
He literally you can argue that was a try too. Like it was taken off him because Hughes technically grounded in goals.
First hit up though?
Yeah, when he dropped it.
Gosh, there we go.
Yeah, we both had Storm 13 plus, and as we said, you had Woodsy anytime. He's let you down big time. Oh, Woodsy. Oh, don't worry, mate. He'll let you down more than once. I'll tell you that for free. I had Munster anytime, and neither of us got anything right this game. As I said, Manly just caught us off guard.
They're another team like the Sharks, that they're very inconsistent.
So hard to get a read on.
Much different team when they're playing at home at Brookvale.
Yeah, they're undefeated at Brookvale. And before that game, they were averaging over 30 points a game at Brookvale. So it's known as the Fortress, and there's a reason why. It's a fortress.
It is. And they've always had a very good record there as well, Manly.
Yeah, always. I thought Manly were good, to be honest. I thought they were good, but Storm were also bad.
I don't think they were bad.
You don't reckon?
Manly just shut them down well.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought just in terms of errors and discipline
I
again.
Munster played really well.
Yeah, Munster was good at fullback. Yeah, definitely. I thought Pezzett was good again. But I just think, their discipline and silly errors just cost them the game.
Yeah.
And it was they didn't get flogged. It was definitely there for the taking, but they just sort of almost ran out of time and just couldn't get any rhythm off the back of a couple of silly
it's weird seeing Storm losing this many games. We saw it at the back end of last year, but they'd already won a ton of games early in that season where they were high enough.
They put 70 on the Warriors.
I know, yeah. But then Pappenhausen went, then he's the one they need to come back.
Yeah, they do miss Pappenhausen. And I think everyone sort of forgets how good Pappenhausen actually
everyone
was.
doesn't don't rank him in their top fullbacks anymore.
Yeah.
But when he comes back, we don't know how he's going to be.
Assuming he comes back fully ability fit. Or whatever, fully fit. He was just blowing teams off parks by himself. He was insane. So I don't know what the time frame's looking like for him to come back. I'm here. It's sort of soon.
10 at first.
Yeah, I think he's getting close. He's running and stuff, so he's getting close. So that'll be a huge in for him. Speaking of, injured fullbacks, I guess I think Turbo. He's still not at 100%.
He hasn't traded him out of fantasy, but he had a pretty good score this week as well.
Yeah.
Turbo. So
that's what's scary though.
Mistake,
he's not playing bad, and he's not at 100%.
Took him out for Dom Young, who got 16.
16.
Yeah. don't ever put wingers in your fantasy team unless they score.
Unless it's like Brian Toy or Coraz who are just going to make like meters. Like if you're picking a winger,
they score tries. Like Johnston used to be a very good.
They got to score tries consistently.
When Dom Young scores tries, he gets to the 40s. But if not, he just
that's the risk you take with wingers. You need him to be scoring every week. Like Mulatalo probably goes alright because he's scoring a lot.
Johnston always got in the 40s like last season. Yeah, like for a winger, that's pretty high.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really have anything else to say out of that game. I feel like this week's game...
It was entertaining, though.
Yeah, it was a good... So especially like Manly Storm, that's always built up as a big rivalry. Yeah. So and it delivered too. There was a bit of push and shove every now and then. But yeah, I feel like this week, it wasn't the best round of footy compared to other rounds. Like every round, we've had like crazy games.
I think it's the least exciting round. But like it's still good as well.
Oh yeah, it's still just good footy. There just wasn't like any... There was a couple of exciting games, which we'll get to. But yeah, I think every other round has had heaps of exciting games where... And now we're deeper into the season. We're sort of, you understand teams a bit more. So, yeah. Let's go to Warriors and Cowboys. Let me just have a look at what our predictions were. This is where I got a full multi. I said Warriors 1-12 with Walker anytime. He scored his first ever try.
Who did I say for?
You said Pompey. And he didn't score. But you did have Warriors 1-12 as well.
He got close a few times, Pompey.
He did. He did.
Cowboys are terrible. They were hopeless in this game.
I think it's safe to say they've fallen off.
Yeah.
Especially now Tumalalo's out for
and that's really going to affect the Queensland side. Like, it's affected my selection.
Therefore,
yeah,
that's fair.
Like, with a lot of players making the side, there's going to be some players that I haven't named that you're going to be really surprised.
Yeah, I think last year there was blokes like Nanai and even Cotter. Like, if it wasn't for Tuolangi, if it wasn't for their form, like the Cowboys' form. Like, Nanai doesn't get picked in Origin if Cowboys aren't going good. Do you know what I mean? Like, last year.
Yeah, and you'll see that very soon.
As I said, I think it's safe to say that they've fallen off. I was telling someone, like, yesterday or over the weekend, I was like, this competition this year, and we keep saying how close it is, but, like, it's genuinely, I think, one of the closest competitions.
It is.
I'll go out and say it. I think it's the closest competition I can remember in terms of, I think, the top 15 right now can all play finals footy.
Yeah.
And I said the Tigers, I would say, can't play finals footy. And I think the Cowboys, I'd almost say. I wouldn't rule them out yet.
Cowboys.
But I'm getting close to ruling them out.
Like,
I'm giving them
2 more weeks. If they lose to the Knights this week, they're gone.
I think Tumalalo being out is like huge because like they need to start winning games. They need to start winning them now.
Very much they need to.
But as bad... I don't know if I'd say the Cowboys were like that bad. They were sort of average. And the Warriors weren't brilliant, but I'll tell you who was brilliant, Sean Johnson.
Yeah.
Just again.
He's had a great year. He's good to see him playing well. I know.
It's so good. I saw Clarkey again. Shout out to Clarkey. He did his... Because it's Anzac week, obviously. Anzac round. He did his Australia and New Zealand sets. And he put Sean Johnson at 5'8".
Yeah, and... Forum was the 18th man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had Brown on the bench and 4 and 8. And
at the moment, that's what.
When I looked at it, I was like, Sean Johnson, no way over Brown. And then I went, well, hang on.
Yeah.
Nah, fair enough. Yeah. Like Sean Johnson's killing it. I just want to give a massive... I feel like we wrap him and the Warriors every week, but it's so good.
I hope they don't fall. Because I remember 2018, they started off really well, but they still made the 8, but I remember they'd win really well, and they'd lose 36-0.
Well, that's the thing.
That's what's going to start happening, but they've shown, like, they're very resilient.
Well, that's what I was going to say. In this game, I didn't think they were that good, but they won. Yeah. And good teams play bad and win games.
I just want to see him go up against a challenge. Like, I want to see him play Penrith. I want to see how to go against the Broncos. That's where I really want to see him. Like, I said for the Sharks a few weeks ago, and they beat the Sharks. Yeah. But, once Storm this week's going to be a very interesting game for him.
Especially, and it's the Anzac Day. Exactly. Anzac Day game where they always get pounded into the earth.
People look at this game, and they're doing it again. They're just like, easy Storm choice. I'm like, well, hey, hang on.
Yeah.
The Warriors are third at the moment. Yeah. They're not that type of team anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Storm aren't in form.
Yeah.
Like, so, you'll wait and see for my tips.
You'll have to wait and see for my tip as well, but I feel like we're of the same mind there. But yeah. As you said, they're in second or third. They're still in the top 4. And as I said, we're a quarter of the way through the year. So now it's not like, it's a lucky draw. It's sort of like they deserve to be there. As of now, at least. I think they deserve to be there.
Yeah.
They're doing good.
They do.
anything else?
Imagine if they got a home final. But the only negative I have on the Warriors is that their edge defence is hopeless, and they need to get that fixed as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Their edge defence is dreadful sometimes.
On paper, like, you look at their outside backs, they're just not that good.
Yeah, they're not.
But then they just keep turning up. They're just very resilient, I think, this year.
They're playing at their best as well. Like, they're just going out there and doing their best, and that's what we love to see from the Warriors. Like, they deserve to go well with what they've faced in the last few years. Like,
if any team deserves to be playing finals footy, it's the Warriors. Like,
they get a home final.
They deserve to be given like extra points just to play finals footy after what they've been through. Honestly, like the NRL should be handing them extra points.
Yeah, I'd love to see them get a home final.
Yeah, it'd be,
unless they're versus Seattle.
Once again, like even if they get like we're an away team in like if they finish 7th or 8th or 3rd or 4th, like they deserve a home final for what they've sacrificed. I've said it ever since COVID started that every team should have given them a home game. Like they should have played a full season in New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah.
You reckon? Yeah.
I reckon just because if every team just sacrifices one home game, like it's not affecting every other club that much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it just all adds up so New Zealand don't leave.
That will also end up being a bit unfair towards New Zealand. Like it'll be too much. But you know, it is what it is. I can see where you're coming from. I just think it'd just be
and like
too much of an.
It didn't happen, so it's not like I'm not saying it should happen.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to either.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. The Tigers did it though. The Tigers gave them a home game.
Yeah, they did too. Yeah. Well, no, you see the thing with that, and a lot of teams do it. They're allowed to take a home game somewhere else.
Yeah, every team has one. Yeah,
that's why teams all the time play the Warriors in New Zealand as their home game because they'll get like extra money.
I think every club has to.
That's why Manly always play Brisbane in Brisbane as a home game.
Yeah,
because,
and like
Manly will get all the money.
Panthers have a Bathurst game. Someone has a Mudgee game. Bulldogs play in Bundaberg at the moment. The Eels playing Darwin this weekend. Like every team has one.
Because they'll have a lot of supporters. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So like if teams get home games, they'll take like a team from that area to play.
Yeah.
Then it's
weird. Like we used to do the Bulldogs used to do New Zealand.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was always so odd seeing like Bulldogs home games in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Then it's so odd when Manly play the Broncos at Suncorp and it's a Manly home game.
Yeah.
Because Manly get the money from that.
Yeah.
Playing the Broncos, so it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's the real reason the Tigers done that.
Yeah.
They're like we're not going to play any other team in New Zealand but the Warriors because you know how much we'll make from it.
They probably weren't doing it because they felt sorry for the Warriors. The Tigers were like, hey, money. Yeah. they probably need the money with all of that Anzac jersey screw up. How about the Panthers and the Knights, though?
That was game of the round, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Such a good... And I was messaging you at the end of it. I'm like,
yeah, because I was at work.
I'm like, you had to have watched that last 10
and
minutes.
I watched the last 10. I was listening to it. I had my phone playing, listening to the commentary. And then, I just sat in my car before... Like, I'm a delivery driver, and... Don't tell my boss, but I did sit in the car and watch the last 5 to 10 minutes and then Golden Point as well because I can't miss this.
Yeah, it was crazy. And when Gamble kicked that field goal, I'm like, the Knights have won this. Like, clearly, as always, just finds a way to get back.
I was about to say he doesn't miss, but he did miss twice.
And the Knights, that first half, they were on top of them. But they missed their conversions. They missed 3 conversions. They would have won that game. You got a
feel for Lockie Miller. Literally, they would have won if they could goal kick. It was like 8-0. I remember seeing the score 8-0.
And the thing I want to talk about is the hair pull of Jerome.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
We discussed it a little bit on the weekend, and you made a TikTok of it, obviously.
Yeah. Like, I said, just what else could they have done? Like, if a player's hair's getting pulled, like, it hurts, and they got to penalise it. But when he's got long hair hanging down his back, it's going to get tangled up somewhere. You can tell Frizzell didn't go for it. Like, it's just...
Yeah, no, Frizzell wasn't going for his hair.
If Lillard didn't have long hair, that would not
He
have
gets
been a
his
penalty.
jersey, yeah. I think my solution is, and I saw someone on Twitter, they said that in the women's, they have to tie their hair up. And that is true to an extent. I did some research. The women's have to tie it up, but they don't... It's not all buns. Like, some of them have braids and stuff. And then they just risk it getting pulled. It happens like quite often in the NRL where hair gets pulled and it's not a penalty because they just sort of accept that like it's long hair. So I think it's either got to be the ref needs to make a judgment call, which you basically go, is his hand below the shoulders? If it is, and like sort of play on, or make them tie up their hair.
They got to look at it in a way like if they deliberately grab their hair, like Sam Burgess has done before, little Sam Burgess, and like. Yeah, penalise them and probably sin bin them because you can't pull hair. But if you're in Frizzell's situation where you're not even aiming at his hair, then don't give it a penalty. Just say, oh, well, you have long hair. tough. Play
and
on.
common sense can definitely come into it.
Yeah.
You can judge if a player's done it
But the
intentionally.
rules just say if
definitely.
hair gets pulled, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Which needs to be changed, I think, especially after this.
Because it was penalised, right?
Yeah.
I don't
And
think
they
it should have
scored
been a
off it
penalty.
as well.
Like, either Jerome Luai they need to bring not just Jerome Luai, like, let's not just call him out.
Ockenball.
Like any, like Tapau, any player that has hair below the shoulders, they need to come in and say you got to have it above the shoulders.
Yeah.
Or accept that your hair's going to get pulled.
Yeah.
And then if a player's like pulling their hair up here, penalise it. But if they're pulling it on their back, it's not a penalty.
Players on the ground and Sambo just literally grabs it and pulls him back. Like, I don't know why.
Well, that's a penalty.
Yeah,
Look, and you can make a judgment, especially like with the bunker.
Yeah.
They've got all the camera angles. You can make a human common sense call, whether it's intentional or not. I don't think it's that hard to make that sort of a call. So that's my take on that.
So unlucky in this, and I want to bring up Phil Gould's idea. Not Phil Gould, Rothfield's idea
of golden point.
Yeah, I think that's a bit ridiculous.
So what was his idea again?
He says it should be like the AFL. If you win a game, 4 points.
Yeah.
If you draw, 2 points, lose 0 points, then golden point. If you win golden point, 3 points. If you lose golden point, 1 point. What do you think of that?
Nah.
No.
No.
And he made the point, he's like, the Knights got the exact same amount of points as the team that got beaten by 40 did. Doesn't matter, they lost.
You want to know my answer to that? So his argument, as you just said, if a team might get blitzed by 50 and it's the winner gets 2 points, the loser gets 0 points, right? And then you go to golden point, they play 90 minutes of golden point, the Panthers get 2 points, Knights get 0 after playing 90 minutes, they lost by 1 point. If a team loses by 1 point in normal time, it doesn't change. It's still 2-0. So, like, why would you change it just because they lost by 1 point?
And he's like saying it's a logical idea. I'm like, no, it's not. A loss is a loss.
I can understand the argument of they had to play for longer. But if you're saying just because they lost by 1, they deserve more points than a team that lost by 50, that no.
A loss is a loss.
Exactly.
Like, they didn't win, they didn't get points.
I don't want to be out here handing out 8th place ribbons like, you almost beat the Panthers, you have a sympathy point. I think maybe you can change some rules of golden point, like maybe just do draws.
I reckon draw.
I personally think I'd like extra time.
I thought extra time works,
but
I thought of golden try.
Yeah,
because golden point pretty much is just a field goal shootout. Yeah, I just feel like golden try would be.
That's the thing that everyone
can be exciting. Golden point.
That's what I was about to say. Everyone hates on it. It's like, it's just a field goal shootout. I don't think they understand the strategy that teams have to go through to actually get a field goal.
Could be more exciting because there's more people throwing the ball,
definitely.
and there could be intercepts.
It'd be like Auckland Nines sort of.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be just a team. Then by the end of it, just a draw, golden point.
So either golden try or extra time where it's just an extra 10 minutes.
I reckon they should trial golden try. Eventually.
Well, they did golden try for the Nines finals and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got nothing against golden try. I think the other thing, I said how you can just call it a draw and not do extra time because obviously the season's long. We're seeing more injuries than ever. So I think I don't doubt that that's probably been considered by the NRL before to just call it a draw after 80 minutes. My problem with that is, I forget what my problem with it was.
Is that Penrith would be having heaps of draws? And they would have had at least
I don't remember what I was going to say. I was just out of mind blank.
2 draws already this season.
Yeah,
would have had about 3.
I think that's fair though if there's draws and stuff, but I don't remember what I was going to say, so we'll just move on.
Draws are such a letdown as well. You're not happy, you're not disappointed. Just
I feel like the draw the other week, nobody really was too upset with.
Yeah,
and lots of other sports just do draws. I remember what the problem I had with it was. My problem is if you call it a draw after 80 minutes, so the scores are tied. Draw. The problem is the 70th to 80th minute just becomes golden point, basically.
Exactly.
And so you're shortening quality of games. Like if you've got golden point, teams are more inclined to try and get a try in the 80 minutes. But if you have no golden point, then the last 10 minutes essentially.
And the other issue is it's nothing that should bug me, but I don't like how there's an uneven
on the ladder.
I say 15 points on the ladder. It just really
makes the math harder.
Especially at the end of the year, I'm just like, why is there that one draw?
And it can cost teams a spot in the finals or get them.
I know. It's just, it's not a big deal, but...
Yeah, I personally, on the record, I don't have a problem with golden point. I'm happy to keep it that way, but at the same time, I'm sure there probably is a better solution as well. It depends what you want from the game. Different solutions have different outcomes and, send different messages to what we want the game to be like. Yeah. Do we want it more exciting and entertaining where we do golden try? Are we happy with how it is at the moment? Do we want players' safety and so we make it 80 minutes? It all just depends on what you sort of want
I'd be happy with the draws, to be honest.
Like after 80 minutes?
Or just keep golden point. But not this 3-point, 1 point thing. Just,
Yeah, definitely. I don't change the point system. Either call it at 80, do extra time, do golden point or golden try. Yeah. Let's not change the points.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Leave the points as it is and just work out. As I said, I don't think that it needs to be changed at all.
Yeah. Neither do I, but
I don't know why they're calling for it to be
just
changed.
Make it a draw.
Like, they're like, just because the Knights lost in golden point, they deserve a point. Yeah. Like, no, they lost. A loss is a loss, as you said. Like, win the game if you want the points.
Yeah, exactly.
Surely teams, if you get so the way Buzz is saying, he's saying you're guaranteed a point if you go to golden point, right? So surely teams are like handshake agreements at the start of the game. Let's just send it to golden point.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's all be winners.
The point they made to him on. Well, no, they didn't make it to him, but Gould said it. He's like, the reason golden point was brought in is because back years ago teams would just agree to have a draw.
Yeah, because they both get a point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then they realise that.
And if you do the winner gets 3 points and the loser gets 1, imagine it's around 26. And the Knights need 1 point to make the top 8. They don't need a win. They just need to get it to golden point.
Yeah.
There would 100% be behind the scenes deals done.
I know.
Like, there legit would be.
I know, they would be.
So I think Buzz, come on, man. Get a better idea. Do better. I want to also bring up the tackle on Cleary when he kicked his first field goal.
That would have been a penalty any other time.
Yeah, you agree it should have been penalised?
Should have been.
Yeah, definitely.
It would have been just... the reason they didn't do it is because of how controversial it would have turned out to be.
It's not even controversial. That's black and white.
Such a controversial call in the media. Like, is this high or not? Because Panthers would kick the penalty goal and won.
If it wasn't the Panthers, it would have been a penalised, I reckon.
The penalty would have been where the ball lands.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the 2015 Good Friday game where Adam Reynolds has the shot at field goal.
And James Graham deliberately jumps.
James Graham's charging down the ball, makes contact with his legs, and it's a penalty in front of the post. Nathan Cleary, I think this is worse than what James Graham did. Whether you argue James Graham did it...
Yeah, but that was a bad injury, though.
Yeah, it was a bad injury, but Nathan Cleary got hit late, he got hit high, he got hit deliberately. Like, that's worse in my books. Yeah. High, late, deliberate. Where James Graham's, what would you argue? It's bad contact with the legs, late, and potentially intentional, which I don't think it was. But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
That should have been a send-off, in my opinion.
I would have said sin-bin, but not send-off.
I would have said send-off. That's pretty blatant.
No, I wouldn't have.
You would say sin bin, though?
Yeah,
you'd go sin bin.
I wouldn't have sent him off, though.
Yeah, fair enough. Especially, I just feel like late, high, and deliberate. You just can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, it was so deliberate. And late, and high. Yeah, I'm glad, obviously, so we both agree, penalty, sin bin.
And who was our try scorers in this margin? I said Panthers 13 plus.
You said Panthers 13 plus, but you said Toto, who scored.
Yeah.
And I said 1 to 12 Panthers. I had a feeling Knights were going to be up for it.
I love his original celebration that he came up with.
What did he do? The arrow? Yeah, the arrow. I love a try celebration. They do try July.
Yeah, that's coming up
And it's
soon.
so good. But can we just have try celebrations all the time?
Yeah.
Honestly, I love it.
Make it a theme every month.
A theme
a medieval theme.
There's an idea.
Dancing theme. Retro theme. What else could they do?
There's heaps you can
theme, do. Indigenous round do Indigenous
themes.
I
love a good try celebration.
Well, a lot of players do that anyway in Indigenous round.
Yeah, true.
Because remember Greg Inglis' tribute game when he retired? It wasn't an Indigenous round, but every time South scored in that game, they got up and did the Goanna.
Yeah.
Reynolds did it, Walker did it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember
Sutton
that.
tried to do it, but it didn't turn out well.
Yeah, every try scorer did it basically.
To see Tom Burgess do it or something.
Yeah.
I remember that game. That was a good game to watch. And the first one, I thought it was an accident, but then they kept doing it. Oh no, they're actually doing it.
Yeah, no, I love Try July. It's so good to see a bit of personality.
The Sharks are the best at it as well.
Yeah, Sharks are really good.
Souths are really good.
All right, yeah, Souths. Bulldogs were good last year.
Yeah.
Weirdly, normally we're not
Braden
good.
Burns had
that. He had that one.
Souths go really good at it. Johnson's got many he could choose from because he
scores 8 million tries.
Yeah.
That bloke would be Sportsbet, because it was obviously Try July from Sportsbet. They'd hate Alex Johnson because he just scores 8 tries a game.
Yeah.
They're like, please don't do it. Please don't do a try celebration. Let's go to Broncos and Titans. We both said Broncos 1 to 12, and we both got our try scorers in Walsh and Kant Pereira.
Finally scored.
Broncos won 13. Yeah, Walsh finally didn't let someone down, and obviously Broncos. It was similar to the South Dolphins game, to be honest. The Titans were leading at halftime. They were dominating, and then Broncos just came out and blitzed them.
Yeah, I actually thought Titans could go on to win it, but again, they've done it very regularly against the Broncos as well. Like I remember last year, they were up in a huge margin against the Broncos, and they just fell apart the second half.
Yeah. As you just said, like you thought they were going to win. Yeah, same.
But the last 15 minutes was just very weird. Like the commentary was weird as well.
Yeah, the game was sort of over.
Yeah, it was just weird things happening, like random field goals.
Yeah, like the field goal
off the kickoff. Like,
how bad was that? We sort of talked about it on the weekend, but yeah, they kicked the field goal to like boost their for and against.
Yeah, and then
with 40 seconds left, short kickoff, Titans score. They
Pereira as well.
Pereira,
he would have scored in that game.
Yeah, they ended up like -5 of what they could have been if they just completed the set. Like, that hurts, I think, but. Like, they still won. It didn't affect the game, but just for and against wise.
And Broncos won by a lot more than what they should have. Like, I thought Titans were a lot more in it than what the final score shows.
I feel like Broncos are a big momentum team this year, where if they're ahead or if they get just a little bit of momentum, they just blitz it. They're similar
to, like, the Storm and the Rabbits, where if they have momentum, they just run riot.
Yeah. Even like Manly in 2021 when they were called flat track bullies. Like, I'm not saying Broncos are flat track bullies.
No.
But like they're just a momentum team where once they're in front, even like Panthers are sort of a momentum team where once Storm and South definitely. Yeah, once they're at the front, they just go on and do a job, and that's exactly what they did. Still a top tier team this season, I think. Obviously, you were never off them. I was questioning them.
Based off last year, I'm just like, they've got to have a good year.
Yeah.
They've shown they can do it. But, Kevin Walters, I think he can coach now.
I was thinking that.
Yeah,
Cobbo.
He was always a good bloke, but he wasn't that good of a coach.
Well, yeah.
Reynolds was the coach.
Apparently, yeah.
Which I still can't believe a player said that on the podcast.
Good bloke, bad coach.
I couldn't believe he said that.
He's looking like a decent coach to me.
He said it very honestly on that podcast. Yeah. He's like, he's not that good. I was just like, oh.
He's all right as a bloke. He's weird. He's good bloke, bad coach. So I think he can coach Selwyn.
I think I've moved this lounge a bit.
Settle down,
sorry.
Mate.
There we go.
But yeah, as I said, a lot of these games I don't have too much to say because they just sort of were what they were. Do you have anything else out of this game?
Not really. I'm disappointed in the Titans. Like I know they should have.
You predicted them for top 8 too.
And I'm still backing that for now. Like I think we're gonna go over our updated top 8 predictions, but we'll talk. I'm still confident they can make the 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't. As I said, right now,
it could be anyone to be honest.
Right now, anyone in the top 15 or 16 can make the top 8.
Yeah,
honestly.
Exactly. So it's a hard one to guess with the Titans. Because they could end up being top 6, but they could also end up being 15th.
And if you look at just the first half, they were very good in the first half.
Yeah.
And was Brimson out?
Brimson was out.
Yeah.
Was out. Forum was back.
Yeah. So
Jaden Campbell played really good.
Yeah.
But
his second half was a bit bad.
Yeah, he made a few errors, but I think he was just, under a lot of pressure.
Foreign was good too, I thought.
Yeah, Foreign was great. He's been a great buy for him.
He's such a good player.
Exactly what they needed.
Yeah. He was what Fogarty was. And they let Fogarty go. They needed an experienced
I don't think they let him go. I think there's a few more issues behind the scenes why he left. But yeah.
Yeah, it's good that they've finally got, an experienced 7 to just help out and do a bit of the work because it frees up everyone else. Like Brumo and Tanner boy.
He's been having a good year as well.
Yeah, he has.
Very good year.
Raiders and Broncos. Raiders and Dragons.
The worst game we've seen of the season by far.
Yeah, 4-0 at half time. 0-0 after 35 minutes.
Sitting in Westfield Parramatta, hundreds of people walking past me and just watching this garbage of a game.
I was at the footy.
I literally messaged you. I'm like, you're lucky you're not watching.
Yeah,
because he went to the
because I went to watch New South Wales Cup.
And you're like, what's the score? I'm like 0-0. Like, nearly half time.
And I was like, it must be like 10 minutes in, and you're like, it's nearly half time. I was like, what?
No, it was awful. Like,
I went back and
I
rewatched it.
I watched the last 10 minutes of the second half, and it was very close. And then my phone cut off. Cut off with a minute to go.
And the last minute was hectic.
They put a kick up to Sebastian Chris. He dropped it on the full, and Dragons had a set right by their trial line. I'm like, they could.
Because Hudson Young, he gave away a penalty.
His trial was before this. So.
No, I don't mean his try. When he got sin bin.
Yeah.
So he gave away the professional. This is like the last minute. He gave away the professional foul.
Yeah, this is when it cut out.
Got bin, and then Dragons had 2 plays.
Chris dropped it on the.
Yeah, and then it was right after that. I think it was off that. Yeah.
It cut off as soon as I saw Fred, so I'm like, oh no.
And then at the end,
trying to get back up.
They took a settler, and then they had one play where they ran some shape out the back. And Hunt got it and he had like 2 option runners. He had like a lead and somebody out the back. And I don't remember who the Raiders... I think it was Fogarty. Whoever it was, shout out to them. He like completely jammed in and just shut the play down completely. And so Hunt, all he could do was play short.
And the Raiders did that to the Dragons a lot in this game. They shut them down really well. But
before they could spread it.
Neither team were like bad at all. They were just boring. Like they weren't doing anything exciting. Like the Dragons were just the Dragons, you know.
Just a slugfest.
Like Hunt could do his good things, but the Raiders shut him down when they really needed to. And the Raiders were just, you know, the typical Raiders. Like they'd killed it up the middle, but they just weren't exciting. Especially in the playmakers. They weren't bad at all. They just didn't do anything exciting.
I thought Wyden was very quiet.
I didn't remember seeing him that much.
Yeah, I think he's on his way out, I think.
Yeah, I think he wants to go, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what it seems
because
like.
I've seen some interview he had, and he's saying, I'm interested in winning a premiership.
Yeah, that's what he keeps saying.
in the way that he probably doesn't think he's going to win one at the Raiders.
And he said, like, the reason he retired from Origin, he said he wants to win a premiership.
Do you reckon? Well, I've read something today, and it was on Rugby League in My Opinion page. Shout out. Souths are very close to locking him up.
Right before...
But I said yesterday, I think he's going to the Dolphins.
Yeah,
well... Now I'm 50-50. He might come to Souths now.
Right before we walked in here, I saw it on Fox League. They were like, it was between Raiders and Dolphins, but now a third team's emerged, and apparently Souths. I just can't... Where does he fit in?
I think 14 is what the plan
really?
is. Yeah.
And pay him unders because he just wants to win a premiership.
Yeah,
so he wouldn't care.
And maybe even in centre, but you know, it would be a shame for Tass to go.
If he's legit, like only wants a premiership, he won't take, like he won't care how much money.
Yeah, and he knows Souths are like a side that have a better chance of winning. Yeah. They're certain to win it. So yeah, I think he's happy to play 14, and that's, you know, Taff's not playing. They're 14 this week. He's a forward.
He's wasted at 14 though.
Wyden,
but like if that's his choice, but
we played Benji Marshall.
But Wyden's like, he's still good though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
He but if he wants to win a premiership, that's what he's got to do.
So, you know, if Mitchell goes out for Origin, he'll be the fullback, and
it's same at Dolphins. So like I can't see him being a half at or in the spine at all at Dolphins.
I think centre is where
like it'd be centre or bench.
Yeah. But, you know, I think he's just...
That's what I was thinking, like, I could see him at the Sharks, but it doesn't seem like they're interested.
I don't think he will.
It doesn't seem like they're interested.
I think he'll go... He's just going to win a premiership.
He just wants to
doesn't care if he plays on the bench. He
doesn't care how much money he gets.
Doesn't want to finish his career as Nathan Highmarsh and win the grand final.
He came so close to...
I know, and got the Clive Churchill medal.
Yeah, and Dally M. He's done everything except win a comp. Like, he actually has. He's done so much. Yeah, I thought, he's been very quiet at Raiders. I feel like he's on his way out.
He's just not interested there anymore.
On the other side of the Queen, Ben Hunt at the Dragons, I feel sorry for him because...
Well, he seems pretty... Like, if Griffin gets sacked, I don't know if he's going to last long there.
Well, he's like obviously their best player and he carries them so much. But I just feel bad because if they win, it's all like Ben Hunt put on him. But if they lose, he just gets the blame.
I know.
And like he's the only bloke trying sometimes, it seems like, and he just cops the blame.
And he's not on social media anymore because of how much he cops.
Well, like
since he got rid of social media is when he really came out.
Yeah, he's been playing good. Yeah. But yeah, like the Titans game, they said like it was his fault. Like Griffin's gonna get sacked because of him. And then the Raiders game, they were like Ben Hunt cost them the game. So bro, he's their best player. He's the only one doing anything. Like, let's not blame Ben Hunt.
Feels so bad for him.
Yeah, and as you just said, like it seems like if Griffin leaves, Hunt wants out. Yeah. So that'll be.
Where do you reckon he'll go? I reckon
the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs.
Would be incredible.
Honestly,
that would be perfect suit for him.
Yeah,
but I feel like he'd go back to Queensland.
Yeah,
and I reckon he'd go to Titans.
Or
Dolphins. Yeah.
I just like Dolphins' spine seems pretty set. Maybe Cowboys. How like if Chatty moves on?
I don't think he will.
I don't know how big his contract is.
I feel like he'd be like another one where they...
How old is Reynolds? When's he off contract?
Ooh,
can he replace Reynolds at Broncos?
Next year's his final year. That would be...
He could like slot
I feel like Reynolds might extend a year though.
Yeah, that's what
he's
it
playing
seems
pretty
like.
well.
Yeah. And it seems like he wants to extend a year, but
So it'd be interesting for him. But
you'd assume he wants to go to Queensland.
I feel like Bulldogs or Tigers could be a club that would want to pick him up.
Yeah. I think Bulldogs and Tigers would chase him. It'd just be a matter of does he want to go? Oh yeah, definitely.
No, DC is 34.
Yeah.
He doesn't have long to go.
And like, obviously Hunt's not the youngest player in the comp, but he can play a role where he just comes in for a couple of years while you develop the seven.
Like Raiders, I don't think he'd go there. Storm, he won't go there. Cronulla, no. South, no. Roosters.
Oh, hang on a second. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Cute,
You know who I can see going to the Roosters? Jackie Whiten.
True, yeah. But
Obviously, I haven't heard them mentioned in chats, but it sort of makes sense. But it makes sense.
Surely they
it makes sense.
There's no way in the
He
world.
doesn't want money. He wants a premiership. Him and Kiri in the halves.
Imagine if they sign him as well.
Honestly.
Just imagine.
I'm putting it out there. Whiten to the Roosters.
Everyone's saying Souths must have stolen the Roosters sombrero recently.
Yeah. Bulldogs as well.
Yeah, I know. But Penrith, Hunt won't go there. Tigers, Parramatta.
You gotta look at teams where he sort of fits in. It's
Bulldogs, Parramatta, Manly. I can see Newcastle.
Manly.
Perhaps. Yeah.
They do have Hastings, but
you never know what kind of Titans. I think would be a great fit,
especially
Dolphins,
once Foreign. I think Foreign's only on 1 year.
And Warriors probably won't go there.
Yeah, so Titans. I can see that happening.
Yeah, well, I remember when Cameron Smith was rumoured to go there a few years ago.
Yeah. He's bought a house on the Gold Coast.
Like, it's looking very close. He's going to sign there for imagine that. That just would have been
that would have been weird as.
And it was very vocal in the media. Everyone's like, Cameron Smith is going there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Well, he'd bought a house on the Gold Coast.
He's interested. He's just not. Because remember, he didn't retire until a week before.
Yeah, he retired the day before the season started.
So they had to do his tribute at that grand final.
Yeah. It was weird as nobody knew if he was going to be playing that week.
I remember 2020, in the prelim, he came off clapping.
He got chaired on Suncorp.
He knew this was going to be his last game, and after the grand final, everyone was waiting for the announcement.
Yeah, and he never announced it.
He didn't announce.
I remember tuning into that conference. I'm like, bro, this is historic. Cameron Smith, one of the great players of all time.
Why
is he about to retire?
Why did he wait that long?
I genuinely think he didn't know if he was going to retire.
Well, he was training in the 2021 preseason.
I just don't think he knew. And then
I think it's just Grant and Smith are going too well. You can't leave any of them out. I'll move on.
Yeah.
And he got that premiership the year before.
Yeah.
So it was a
great
good
way
time
to go out.
Yeah.
Good on him. I genuinely reckon he's probably, in my opinion, he's the best ever. I think he's my
I
goat.
like a few. I'd have him third.
Who would you have above
Johns and Thurston.
Yes, I don't like idolising Johns just because of his off-field drama. And then I like Thurston though. I used to always think Thurston was
eventually Nathan Cleary's going to be up there for me as well.
I like Cronk as well. He's very underrated.
Oldies don't want to say Cleary's going to be up there, but he will be. Yeah, in 10 years, Cleary is going to be probably
based on his
trajectory, greatest player of all time, I reckon.
Based on his trajectory.
Just watching him live is so incredible, and I can't wait for it tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think my top three, probably the same: Smith, Joey, JT. I just don't like idolising Joey, but it is what it is. And then Cronk. He's so underrated as one of the greats.
He's won so much premierships, and Slater too.
Slater, Inglis. You can go on and on. Yeah, Wally, Lockie.
Although with Inglis though, he's very he's literally the exact same as Latrell. He'd only get involved in games when he needed to and score 2 tries, but then he was just asleep for most of it. I think that's exactly why the Rabbits got Latrell, because Inglis retired that year
like
before,
for like,
and they're just they're literally the exact same player.
And look, I don't think Latrell likes to be compared to Inglis, but they are the same player. Yeah.
They're both mates with Humdinger. It just adds up. They're literally the exact same.
But back to the Dragons Raiders game.
Inglis goes from an elite club to another elite club, like Mitchell has, and he will get it.
Centre, fullback, and now 5'8", according to Andrew Webster in Origin. Shout out to Andrew Webster, who picked Latrell in his...
I know.
Not either predicted or preferred spine. Yeah, he was like, Latrell 5'8".
Unbelievable.
No way. But let's
go.
Get
him involved in the game.
Get him involved. Imagine him trying to deal with the 5'8's workload. He struggles to deal with the fullback's workload. Bulldogs versus Eels. The Bulldogs were absolutely decimated with injuries. They didn't play very good. Obviously, Carraz went down early. Averillo played with one leg. Ockenbaugh basically counts as injured.
Good. They shut him down well.
Shocker.
They just knew, they ran into his passes. They knew.
They knew his game so well. You could tell they studied him all week.
Well, they didn't need to. They played with him for 5 years.
They just completely shut him down and frustrated him as well. They got in his head so early.
Jefferson is the biggest sook in the game. He still is.
Yeah, facts.
He literally is just talking to the ref.
All he ever does is sook.
Every stoppage, he's talking to the ref, even if they've scored.
And he's the captain, but bro, relax. You're up 30-4. You don't have to be sooking all the time.
You can hear him talking as well.
Yeah.
And he's like,
there was a moment where they were walking off at half time and Marnie went up to the ref. I don't know what he was saying, but Gutho sort of spotted Marnie, got up to the ref and also went over. It's like, bro, just move on. You don't have to always be talking to the ref. It annoys
But
me.
they were laughing, all three of them. So
Yeah,
I don't think
they
it
were
was
having a giggle.
serious. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I hate how much he complains, but it's his job, I suppose. As I said, like the Bulldogs were really injured, and a lot of people are saying, oh, like obviously the Eels, they should have won by more, blah blah blah. The Bulldogs are injured, but the Eels can only play what's in front of them.
Exactly, and they played. The second half, everyone's like, the Bulldogs can come back. Fred got his bird and headgear on, and the Dogs scored. We're like, oh, this is good luck charm. And then Sutton comes on. I thought it was him and Bird were like identical. I wanted to make a video of it.
Yeah.
They literally, like, their skin
same
colour.
Build and everything.
Build, skin colour, headgear. Like, I thought
the only difference was the
bird
number.
Yeah, the number. But on our side, they were facing us. We couldn't see it.
Well, in the first half, when they were facing me, Sutton took a hitter out of his own end, and I literally yelled out, why is Burton taking a one-off hitter? That's so dumb. And I was like, oh, wait, that's Ryan Sutton.
I'm like, is there a cloning machine in the change room? Like, there's two Burdens out there. Like, do they need another Burden?
Maybe they should have given him like blue headgear or something. Then he can have white, black, and blue.
No, Marnie's got the white, Burton's got the black.
Give
both Toto and Crichton look the exact same now.
Yeah, brothers. Yeah. Maybe that's what Sutton was doing. He saw Toto and Crichton was like, nah, we're the real headgear.
That's so funny for Toto. He's only wearing it because Crichton
That's
does.
so good, eh? I was like, he must have got a head knock or something. He's like, nah, I just want to match Crichton. Yeah. That's so good. That sums him up so well, eh?
Oh, no. Toto's such a nice dude.
Yeah.
I really want to meet him.
How can you hate him?
Yeah, you can't hate. People just hate him because of his success.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't
such a I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, he's such a fun guy.
But yeah, like as I said, the Bulldogs, you don't want to make excuses, but I personally think there is excuses for the Bulldogs, like in terms of injuries and stuff.
I know.
Like I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we would have won or anything, but I'm just like the injuries.
There's a lot of
Dogs
fans saying that they would have won. It's the same to Souths games. They're like, we would have won if we had a full squad. You just
don't know. And as I said, like the team that went out there, they didn't play that good.
How do you think of Ockenball's performance?
I think it's safer not to comment. No comment.
Everyone's like, last season, they're like, yeah, he won't be playing anymore, but they're still sticking with him and they're still staying loyal to him.
Let me say this. Last season,
frustrated at himself as well.
Last season, he was pretty bang average, below average, and I was like, I'd written him off. I'm like, nah, he's not up for. This is last season. I was like, he's not up to first grade standard. I was very, very critical of him, and then this year, I was like, all right. New coach, new jerseys, new everything. I'm going to give him another chance. Start fresh.
What they've done.
And then in the trial game, he played good in the trial game. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to bag him yet because he was good in the trial game. And then he started playing as a forward, which...
He wasn't bad.
Which was a bit weird, but he has played forwards in juniors. And he went all right. And so I was like, all right, I'm still not going to bag him. He's done nothing wrong this year for me to bag him. And then he came out on the weekend... as I said, no comment because
Ockenball on the wing. Like, and he looked frustrated at himself when Sivo scored. He was like getting angry at himself, and we're like, "You've run off your line. Like, are you just scared of Sivo?"
He's just low effort.
Fred lost his mind at him.
Low effort, jams in on his wing and leaves the wing open all the time, and he's catching as well.
Fred, I know you're watching this, but Ockenball could definitely hear Fred yelling at him.
Yeah.
Like, he was so out and he's like, stop running in. Like, if he couldn't hear it from how close we were.
It happened to me once at Leichhardt, actually. I yelled out, like, stay on your wing, Ockenball. Like, you suck, Ockenball, something like that. This was like when I was at my peak of hating Ockenball, bro. Because he's just, he's such a good bloke. I've met him and he used to be like my favourite player. I've DM'd with him in his early days. He's such a nice bloke. Yeah. Like, let's not take away how good of a person he is. And he has great intent. But I just think his confidence has been so rattled from all these bad games. And yeah, like I yelled out to him and he literally turned around and like sort of looked into the crowd like trying to spot me. And I was like, oh, bruh. Yeah.
The positive with Ockenball, he can give you good meters coming out your own end when he...
I think he's fine as a middle. I'm having to keep playing him as a middle.
He needs to go to another club. Like, he's in a similar situation. Yeah. Like, he needs to... If he went
he's off contract this year.
Like, if he went to a club like the Roosters or someone, they'd...
And get the best out of him.
Yeah, they'd use him a lot better as well.
I just also...
They start at the Jackson Polo. Like, I just feel like the Roosters would utilise him a lot better than what the Dogs do.
Well, he should be everything Dom Young is.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not.
And everyone thought he was the next Jamali Juice.
Yeah. And he's like, he steamrolled Cameron Smith twice.
I remember that game, and everyone's like, he's the next big thing.
And yeah, I do think the potential's in there, and there is a good player in there. You look at his size and stuff, but he's just not being utilised right.
The thing is, as well, he drops the most easiest balls, but then he catches the most out there catches.
He'd catch a Birdo bomb and then just drop a
so
pass to the chest.
ridiculous.
It's frustrating. And I do love him. I feel so bad for him, and you can tell all the negativity gets to him, and his confidence is rattled. But man, just be better, please. Stop jamming, bro. Stop jamming. I think
he's just scared to
he's on the bench this week. I assume as a forward again. So, and I'm happy for him to play middle forward because he hasn't had a bad game as a middle forward. His defense has been really good as a middle forward, probably because there's nowhere to jam if you're in the middle. I just think, please never, ever play him on the wing ever again. I think his days as a winger are over. Yeah. And as I said, he can be a good forward, especially, he's had good games off the bench. So I believe in him as a forward. Hang in there, Ockenbo. But also, hopefully, we don't renew his contract. Shout out to him. As I said, injuries. Kuraz went down very early, and then Averillo played out the whole game with a broken knee, basically. He's been named this week, but we'll talk about that when we come to the previews, actually. But I just thought it was weird that they played Averillo for the second half based on what, Gus tweeted what his injury was, and he said, playing more can increase the likelihood of re-injury or something like that. And I'm so why'd you play him in the second half? But I guess there was no option. They could have put Burden to centre and Reynolds to 5'8", but Reynolds isn't playing big minutes.
For 5'8" at one point because Parramatta were shutting him down at dummy half, so I think they wanted to move him to more of a playmaking position.
And as I said at the start, shout out to Parramatta because they won convincingly, and it doesn't matter who you're coming up against in the NRL. Your job is to win games. And that's what they did. It's like when we beat Storm. Storm had heaps of injuries, and we weren't carrying on saying, they had heaps of injuries, so our win doesn't count. A win's a win in the NRL.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Parramatta. They were easily the better team. And hopefully, the Bulldogs can reverse this injury curse and get some players back.
Because they're excited. I'm very similar to Cowboys. If they don't win, I'm giving them about 2 or 3 more weeks. And I know there's a lot of injuries, but they can't. If they lose their next 5 games, if they lose 3 of those games at least, I'm riding them off to make the 8.
And we can sit here and we can play out the next 3 weeks, and we can lose all those games by, say, a small margin.
Yeah. And
you can sit here with certainty. And
you can go,
if we had our full squads, we would have won that game. But it doesn't matter.
Their for and against is already a mess.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. If you lose the next 3 weeks,
before was 34 points.
If you lose these games, then it's we would have won them. It doesn't matter if you would have won them. You didn't. And at the end of the season, the NRL doesn't go, these guys had injuries, so we'll give them an extra point. That's just not how it works. So we have to win games.
might want that.
Yeah, probably. You got to find ways to win games. So whether there's an injury curse or what, you got to win games. That's the bottom line. So we'll see what happens over the coming weeks. Hopefully we can get some players back.
Now.
But that's our roundup. Hang on, before we move on, I forgot to say.
Anytime try score in that game.
That's what I was about to go back and do
Mahoney,
that.
Didn't I?
So for the Dragons Raiders game, because I forgot to do it for that as well. I said Dragons 1-12 and Lomax. None of that got up. Raiders, you said Raiders 1-12 and Wyden. So you got Raiders and 1-12. In the Eels game, you said Eels 1-12 and Penasini. He scored the first try and Eels won 13+. And I said Bulldogs 13+ and Braden Burns anytime try scorer. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to apologise for cursing Braden Burns. I did say he would be anytime try scorer, and then he got injured. That's on me. I've cursed another player. And so I feel like in that you just sort of swap Burns and Ockenbo.
Yeah.
Which still doesn't matter. At the end of the round, I got 8 out of 24. You got 17 out of 24 because, as I said earlier, your Souths 13+. AJ was your multi of the week, which was on Picklebet. Shout out to Picklebet. And so that gets double points. So you finished with 17 out of 24, which means you're winning the year 6-1.
Wow.
And your tipping's very good. Did you get any wrong? You got Panthers. No.
I said Toto for Panthers. I got that right.
Yeah.
I got 1.
I just really... You actually got 18 because I said you got Panthers wrong, but you got that right. So you got 18. So you got Storm wrong and that's it. You got all the teams right except Storm. So very well done to you.
Bloody Storm.
7 out of 8. But yeah, let's move on to...
Origin first.
Normally, do you want to do Origin teams first? Normally, obviously, we do 3 questions. This week, we're doing 2 questions.
With our predicted Origin teams.
Our predicted Origin teams.
I think we should start with Queensland.
Yeah, let's get Queensland out of the way. Because on this podcast, we hate Queensland.
Yeah, so...
Screw you guys.
So this is based off...
Right now. So
if the teams are getting named right now, there's a lot of injuries and that, we know that. So if we're naming the teams right now for game 1, this is what the side I
And
would
obviously
go
this is early. Like Origin's not for another month, but as of right now, if it was now, this is what our teams are.
So my number 1 for Queensland, Reece Walsh.
Do you want to go? Yeah. How about you go your whole team and then I'll do my whole team?
Yeah, I guess we could do it. So my number 1, Reece Walsh. My number 2, the Hammer, which is very controversial because Corey Oates does come back this week. So that could change very soon.
Would you have Oates over Hammer if he was available?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's what...
Yeah.
Actually, I've got 3 Dolphins in my team.
Yeah.
I apologise. Number 3, Valentine Holmes. Number 4, Dane Gagai, even though I think a lot of people are saying he might lose his spot, I'm still pretty certain he might stay there. 5, Selwyn Cobbo. The halves, Cameron Munster, DCE. No one's going to debate that. Everyone was saying Sam Walker's going to take over, but I don't think that's going to be happening. Number 8, Lindsay Collins, who everyone says is the ugliest player in the league.
He looks like that Space Jam dude. You can't tell me otherwise.
Number 9, Ben Hunt. Number 10, Tino. Don't think much people will argue with that. People will say Hunt should interchange with the 14, but we'll get to that. Number 11, Kurt Capewell. Number 12, getting back into the side, David Fafita. Number 13, Pat Carrigan, who was on the bench last year and got...
Player of the series.
Yeah, so, he'll start. Number 14, Harry Grant, who could swap with Hunt at any time.
Yep.
Number 15, Josh Papali.
Ooh.
Number 16, this one was, a lot of Cowboys... they're struggling at the moment, but I've stayed loyal to him. Jeremiah Nanai at 16.
Yeah.
17, Tom Gilbert.
Yeah.
18th man, Jai Arrow. Then 19th man, making his debut in the squad, the GOAT, Mark Nichols.
So who was your 18th? Sorry.
Jai Arrow, then
Arrow
19th
Nichols.
Mark Nichols. Yeah, I feel like Mark Nichols deserves to be in the squad.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my bold, that Mark Nichols makes the squad.
Mark Nichols makes the squad.
Yeah,
is he Queenslander? Did you
he's a
fact check
Queenslander,
that?
yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, our teams are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Kind of.
What's your Queen?
So at fullback, I've got Ponga.
Okay.
But if it's picked, because I sort of went he's back this week. If it's picked like right now, assuming he's out, I'd also have Walsh.
Yeah.
Because I've gone Hammer on the wing as well.
And if I was to make it 20, number 20, I've gone the 19th man. My number 20 would be AJ Brimson.
Yeah, fair.
I think he's got to be in the squad somewhere as well.
So I've gone Hammer, Holmes, Gagai, Cobbo, Munster, and DCE, all the same. As like Gagai, he always steps up in Origin.
Yeah.
Holmes as well, he's made for Origin. Cobbo, he's just killing it at the moment. And like Hammer as well, he's killing it. Got to fit him in there somewhere. At number 8, I went Christian Welsh. And then 9, I went Hunt, 10, Tino, 11, Capel, which is all the same as you. At number 12, I've gone Kafusi. I didn't pick Kafusi originally, and then I looked at last year's squad, because I didn't think he was in it last year, but he was, so I was like, well, I'll keep him in it because he was there last year and he's playing good. I've then got Carrigan at lock as well, and Grant at 14. And then Nanai is on my bench.
Yeah.
But the other 2 players, I've gone Hopgood and Cotter.
Oh, Hopgood. I forgot
I've
about
gone
him.
Hopgood,
I forgot
which
about
is a bit of a
Hopgood.
smoky.
Oh.
Yeah. And some of the players you were naming, I'm like, it's so hard to leave them out.
Tom Gilbert.
So at
Josh
18th man, I had Reece Walsh at 18th man.
Yeah.
So obviously that would have to change, like if I put Walsh to fullback, but I don't even want to go into who I'd replace him with.
Yeah.
That's too hard. And then just some names I had, like as a squad sort of thing. Like I wrote down players I had to pick to put inside: Collins, Fafita, Gilbert, Coates, Talangi, Walker,
Coates as
Dearden,
well,
yeah, Marnie, and obviously Oates as well.
Yeah.
But Marnie, Collins, Papali'i, and Arrow, I forgot about those 2, and then you mentioned them.
Come on, Mark Nichols, get him in there. The GOAT's got to get there soon.
Yeah, so that's my team. As I said,
like
pretty
Mark
similar.
Nichols deserves a run in the squad, at least for one game. Like, he's really developed.
I'm not anti Mark Nichols.
Yeah.
I didn't realise how many like forwards they had to pick from, to be honest. They've like got options. Like they could go anyway.
And Tom Gilbert's unlucky to miss out.
If Ponga was available, are you picking Ponga at fullback?
Yeah. I want him to have a few games because it's going to be like a rolling side, so it could change.
You know what's a bit ironic? Like, Munster's been playing fullback this year and Ponga's been playing 5'8", and then you swap him for Origin. Obviously, like, Munster is 5'8", but he has played a bit of fullback. So that's a bit ironic. But yeah, as I said, I feel like those sides were pretty similar. Obviously, we had Welsh and Collins swapped. Kafusi and Fafita.
Yeah.
And then
you have Fafita in yours, don't you?
I had him in the reserves.
Okay.
So I'd Nanai, Hopgood and Cotter. I'd be tempted to put Fafita over Nanai. Because I went Hopgood and Cotter, and then I needed a second rower, and I just went Nanai over Fafita. Just I just thought he's a better pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fafita definitely is getting close to deserving.
He lost his spot last year, but he's been
been
to his
good.
best this year, I think.
All of your selections, I'm not going to sit here and argue with. I'm fine with your team as well.
Should we go to the Blues now?
Now this is where it gets.
Mine
is
hot, very out there. Let me say, my fullback, odd choice, Dane Laurie. My wingers, Jackson Polo and Jaden Ockenball. No, I'm messing with you. Of course it's not.
Well, I was going to say that's funny because I've got Laurie at fullback as well.
No, the wingers Polo and Jaden Ockenball, which best wingers in the league. But no, I'm kidding. Yeah. Fullback Tedesco. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. Some people probably will.
Well,
but
actually,
Tedesco. Sorry, I nearly needed the cough there. First winger Brian Toto.
This is nerve-wracking.
Second winger, Campbell Graham.
Nice.
Centers is Trelmere and Turbo. Halves, number 6 is, I've gone Jerome Luai.
Ooh.
Then number 7, Nathan Cleary. I don't think anyone is going to argue with that.
Well, actually.
Yeah. But the reason I've gone with Luai is because, they combine well, Cleary and Luai. And the other thing I like about Luai in Origin is that he's a real shit stirrer. He really gets into him, and that's what they need in Origin. So I'm sticking loyal to him for now. Yep. Number 8, Daniel Saifidi.
Ooh.
Number 10, Payne Haas. Yeah. And the hooker, Damien Cook. It's back to the stone hooker. Now, this is based off the injuries at the moment. As you know, Liam Martin's out for another few weeks. So, number 11, Ola Kawatu. I originally would have had Kaloa Matangi there, but he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So, no Kaloa Matangi. I've gone Ola Kawatu. 12, Cameron Murray. And the lock is Isaiah Yeo. 14, Nico Hines. 15, Junior Parlo. 16, Ryan Madison. And 17, a lot of people disagree. Someone who doesn't ever let down in Origin. I've gone Tyson Frizzell.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. So you've gone 2...
And 18th man, Appy. 19th man, Dylan Edwards.
You've gone 2 second rowers.
Yeah.
And Edwards you've snuck in there.
Yeah, I've gone 2 second rowers, a prop. And, Jacob Saifidi is very close. But
no Regan Campbell-Gillard?
Well, I'm just... Based on what happened, Fittler just said he doesn't fit.
No Jake Travojevic? No. Really? Okay, this is cool. This is cool. This is good. I like this.
I still can see a world where Jake makes it in on the bench, but yeah, I think Daniel Saifidi I'd still have there.
Yeah,
and people would probably start Saifidi on the bench with Haas and Parlo starting, but I just think you should start one of the two on the bench.
Yeah,
so I've gone Parlo.
Because you want impact off the bench, which you'll see with my squad. I've gone impact off the bench as well.
Yeah, then 18 Appy and 19 Dylan Edwards.
I'm actually kind of nervous to read out my team list.
Do you have Ockenbaugh and Paulo on the side?
Well, I just feel like I've sort of misread the room here. So at fullback, Jake Averillo. Nah. I remember last year I made a TikTok as a joke.
Yeah, I did see
that.
It
might have even been the year before. It was all Bulldog players. And everyone was blowing up.
I've seen this sort of thing.
It went viral.
Blue side has been unveiled and it said that. It said Dane Laurie, Jaden Ockenball, Jackson Paul on the wings.
And literally I went every Bulldog player. And if there wasn't an eligible Bulldogs player, I'd go to another club and pick an ex-Bulldogs player.
I remember that was probably the first video I ever saw of you, that one. Yeah.
And then somebody was like, no, do your actuals on. And then I did my actuals on and everyone was like, this is perfect. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I don't think I'm going to get that reaction here, to be honest, Zane. I'm going to read out my list, 1 to 18, and then I'm going to have to give some reasoning. Yeah, okay. So you just got to hear me out here. Let me cook. So I've got Teddy.
Really?
Toto.
Teddy?
Yeah, look, really? He's just... He always steps up in Origin. Teddy, Toto, Latrell and Turbo in the centres. I've also got Campbell Graham on the wing over Suoliti. I'm undecided on 6 and 14. I'm going to go Burton at 6. You got to hear me out, though. Cleary at 7. Haas and Jake Travojevic as the front rowers.
Yeah.
Cook at hooker. Murray and Olakawadu second rowers. Yo at lock. And then Hines at 14, but the other Burton Hines player. Then Paulo and Regan on the bench.
Yeah.
And I've actually gone Sean Lane as well with Martin and Keon out. And then Appy, 18th man.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, obviously, the main thing in my team is Matt Burton at 5'8", and Hines on the bench.
I think there's a bit of bias in there. You reckon?
Nah, you got to hear me out here. Hines is far and away the better player than Burton, and I'd say even Luai and Walker on form as well. I originally wanted to go Luai at 6 and Hines on the bench, but I just feel like I keep saying that it's Luai's jersey to lose, right?
Yeah.
They lost Origin last year.
I know.
So I'm like, is it Luai's jersey to lose? Because
it's a hard one.
Do you deserve to keep your jersey if you're playing really good, then you deserve to keep it. But coming off a loss, I'm like, it's time to move on from Luai. Let's get like a long-term 6 in there. So then that's where I've come to Burton and Hines, right?
It's a very hard one.
And as I said, like Hines easily better than Burton, but Burton's got the origin experience. He's got a combination with Cleary to a degree, and Hines has more utility value. And so that's why I've gone Burton at 6 and Hines at 14. And I'd happily swap him.
Yeah.
It was so hard to pick which where, but that's like, I've gone Burton just because of his experience and combination. But you could play Hines at 6 and Burton off the bench because Burton obviously can slot into centres. You'd push Turbo to the wing if a winger gets hurt, or to Latrell or Turbo to fullback if fullback gets hurt. If the hooker gets hurt, Hines then goes into hooker with Burton at 5'8". And then obviously if a forward gets hurt, you just put a forward on. So that's my reasoning.
And the Regan Campbell-Gillard, the only issue I see of that is that last year he was removed from the side.
Because apparently doesn't get along with the Panthers. Yeah.
He had a bit of a, Thick was more loyal to the Panthers boys.
Which, obviously that is something, but it's just like my team. And I feel like Regan's in really good form. And I think having him and Paulo come off the bench together as teammates is a lot of impact. And then you got Haas, massive impact, best front rower to start the game. And then I've gone Jake Turbo just for defence. Yeah. Like, put him out for the first 20.
And
he can just tackle. And I did have Saifidi in the backup. So I had Hudson Young, Stephen Crichton, Suoli, Luai, Maddo Frizzell, Kuraz, who's now hurt, and Saifidi were like my extras.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, to be honest with your team, like, there's not much I disagree with. I don't know about Saifidi over Regan, but like if the rumours are true that Regan doesn't get along with Panthers,
and I know Flitter like
he loves Saifidi, and then I feel like Gerbo's got to be in there though.
Yeah,
that's my only just purely defense.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's. Otherwise, I'm super happy with your team. I don't have a problem with Luai starting at 5'8" either. But
that's a very hard one.
Like Luai, Burton, Hines, I'm happy with any of them. I don't think there's a wrong answer. Yeah. To be honest, and same with whoever's 14. I think if you're going Cook at hooker, there's no point in having Appy on the bench.
Yeah, that's.
I've let Cook can play 80, but not Appy, so that's the only thing. If you start Appy,
he's going to be close as well.
Who? Robson. Yeah, I feel like he would have been very close, but the Cowboys' forms probably hurt his chin. You know what? I'll start with the questions if you want.
Okay.
Let's go. My first question, Anzac round. You're going to have to go off the top of your head, or you might be able to look on your phone. Your top 3 Anzac jerseys.
Oh, from this season?
Yeah, from this season. If you can, remember, or even just try and remember, 3 that come to mind first.
In order. 3rd, Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
It's weird saying this, but 2nd, Tigers.
Yeah, okay.
New one.
Yeah.
First, the Bulldogs.
Really? You got Doggies at first?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Doing worst. Roosters.
Yeah?
So boring. And Broncos as well. Just so boring for an Anzac jersey.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the Titans, I'm not a fan of their one.
I'm not going to argue with you. I can't believe you said Bulldogs first. That caught me off guard.
I love that one.
I've seen so many people either love it or hate it. I personally love it.
I love it too.
So yeah, my top 3 would be, in no order, is probably Rabbits, Eels.
Eels. I forgot about them. But
I'd put Eels over. I'd put Eels over Tigers just because the silhouettes, man.
Yeah,
it's so really cliche where Eels have gone.
Remember how bad their one was last year?
It was the worst ever. Yeah. Worst ever Anzac jersey. And this year they've put out one of the best ever.
Oh, no.
And I've seen a lot of people hating on the Eels one. Like, mate, it's an original idea. The colours are sick. I love the jersey. When they first
posted on Instagram, I'm like, this is a sneak peek. They must be unveiling because it was grey.
Because it was grey.
I looked at it a bit more. I'm like, wait, no, this is it. And then the socks are still red and green, which really bugs me.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
I'm like, they must have edited it to unveil it. And I'm like, no, that's actually it. Oh, that's a bit odd.
Yeah, the only thing I have a problem with the Rabbits as a kit is the socks.
Yeah. I made the socks great.
When I did my ratings, I think I put Rabbits at a 9.5.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would have been good if they had green and red trimmings on it.
Yeah, and the other thing I don't like is
socks would work.
All they've basically done is got the home jersey and just made it grey.
But it's sick.
They could have changed the design as well.
Yeah. But no, I like it. I put it at 3rd.
I put in that blue one that they wore. Remember that?
That's what I was about to say. That blue one was horrid.
It was
and
terrible.
In your video, you mentioned the white one from last year.
I like that one, but I don't.
Yeah, in hindsight,
we lost to the Tigers in that jersey. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't rate that one that much. It wasn't that bad, but
I liked it.
But you see how that one had like green and red trimmings? I feel like they could have done something like
stars,
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the South jersey's awesome. And then, Eels and Bulldogs, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to sound biased, but now you've said Bulldogs.
I like
the Bulldog one. I want to buy it.
I think it's awesome,
I need to own it, but...
I wouldn't buy the South one, though.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't wear it. Like,
you'd buy it as like a collector's sort
I
of
wouldn't
thing,
wear that to a game.
That's the thing. When I wear a jersey to a game, I want it to be
colourful.
Recognised as that's who you support. Like, I bought the Bulldogs red jersey the other day from 2015. They had like a red jersey.
Yeah.
And I'm never wearing that to a game.
Yeah.
Because I won't look like a Bulldogs fan. But yeah, that's enough Anzac jersey chat. Let's go to your first question.
My first question, we pretty much already answered this though, but we'll talk about with the 5'8". So we know Luai, Hines, and Burden are the three main choices. Do you think Cody Walker could be thrown into that category as well as a fourth option? He's been there before. I think we sort of answered it.
Outside of Munster, he's the form 5'8".
Yeah, and he's been there before. We know
I just think based on what he's done in Origin before, I don't see him getting
I still think he's behind those three.
Yeah, I'd say he's behind.
I can see a world where it happens.
I think if those three got injured, he'd get picked. Yeah, definitely.
But, Mitch Moses would be there, and with Wyden out, Mitch Moses could be an option, but I don't.
As a 5'8".
We already really discussed the 5'8" question.
I'd have him behind those three. I'd have him at fourth.
As a top.
And as I said, on form, he's the second best 5'8".
Yeah, and
he just struggled in Origin last time. He's getting he's older than the others as well.
Game 2, 2020, he played good. He scored a try, and the third one he got knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think Luai, Burden, and Hines would be ahead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they got injured,
he'd be the option.
Yeah, definitely. My other question, in the spirit of Titans versus Dolphins this week, and in the spirit of a TikTok I saw during the week, who would win in a fight, BKR or Dwayne Bennett?
Ooh. I'm gonna think about this. BKR all the way.
BKR.
Yeah. I feel like Dwayne will just try and what's the noise
make a dolphin noise.
Yeah. Try and scare him off. BKR bang bang. That's it.
I agree. Yeah. I think BKR's taking Dwayne.
Yeah, you can get the mascots. What's their name? Blade and Turbo. Get them behind him. Who do the Dolphins have? Finny.
Yeah. There's an idea. What if we put them in the mascot costumes?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they can fight. Maybe take their head off or something of the mascot. I don't know. Yeah. That'd be a good bit of entertainment, good content.
I'd love to see a mascot. I love the mascots, to be honest.
Yeah. Even races and stuff. They need to do more.
They did a lot more.
They need to do more with mascots.
Yeah, all they do is just walk around.
Did you see the video I put up of the Bulldogs mascot from 1995?
Oh, yes.
How scary is that?
Have you seen the Rabbitohs one from...
Yeah, no, you got to show me.
Oh, from the
I think, actually, I might have stumbled across a picture of it.
Have you seen the Knights current mascot, though?
No. I feel maybe.
It's like a knight, but the thing is...
Yeah, I have that,
this terrifying face.
Yeah, I have.
Scares me.
It's too friendly.
I think Blaze gets over him.
Yeah, I agree. I'd BKR over Dwayne Bennett, definitely. Dwayne Bennett annoys me a little bit, to be honest.
I just feel embarrassed.
Yeah, second-hand embarrassment.
With him. My last question is similar to what we did last week with the 5'8". This who would you rather?
I just remembered I was meant to do one of them for you. I'm sorry.
We're doing wingers this time.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
We'll start off
and I promise next week I'll do one for you. Yeah. That's my promise.
We'll start off with Ruben Garrick or Ravalaara.
On current form? Well,
just
even just
at their peak.
Just assume they're at their peak. I'd still go Garrick, to be honest.
Yeah, Garrick's got the kick in on him, and Ravalaara does have a few errors in him, but we know how good Ravalaara is.
At his peak, he can be good, but I'm going to go Garrick.
Ruben Garrick or Xavier Coates?
At their peak, I want to take Coates. He was really good at his peak at Broncos. I thought he'd go to another level at Storm too.
This one might be tough. Xavier Coates or Selwyn Cobbo?
At their peak, I'm going to go Coates. But I think Cobbo's peak in 5 years' time, looking back at where his peak was, I think will be higher than Coates's. But as of right now...
Xavier Coates or Alex Johnston?
I'll take AJ. I'll take AJ, yeah.
Okay.
Freak.
Yeah. Alex Johnston or David Nofaluma?
If we're going peak, I'm almost tempted to go Noffa.
Really?
He was good at his peak, yeah. I liked him, yeah. I'm going to go Noffa.
Noffa?
Spice it up a little.
Okay, Nofaluma or Sevo?
Peak, you got to go Sevo.
Sevo.
Yeah.
Sevo or Brian Toto?
Peak, Toto.
Okay.
Toto, definitely.
Brian Toto or Josh Adokar?
Peak, easily Fox.
Yeah, Fox.
At his peak, easily.
I gave you a challenge
maybe not easily, but yeah, I'm going Fox. No.
I gave you a challenge
This will be,
last week.
if you're saying what I think you're going to say, this will be easy as to answer, honestly.
Josh Adokar, Hazem Masri.
Hazem Masri. He's so underrated as a winger. Everyone says he's just a goal kicker. I've been going back and watching like some old games, like 04. Hazem Masri was so good, man. He's so underrated.
Yeah.
Hazem Masri.
All the way.
No disrespect to the Fox.
Next question. Hazem Masri or Zane Potter? Come on.
Based on peak.
Yeah.
Purely peak.
Yeah. Gotta be.
Honestly, I'm going to go Zane Potter on peak.
Was expecting that. Okay.
Because, hear me out though. If you go on peak, you've played, what would you say, maybe 60 minutes of rugby league compared to Hazem Masri's long career. So you got to find his peak. Your peak is like a couple of seconds in the charity match when you made a break down the sideline.
Yeah.
Like your peak is running down a sideline untouched. That's like...
Oh, that wasn't me. I gave the assist.
Oh, you got the try assist. Well,
Yeah,
I'm going
Hazem.
Well,
the line
it
break
should have been
assist,
it was Emilio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he ran out.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I'm going Hazem
Back
Masri.
in. I was in there.
Yeah.
If I'd caught
And he
the
just
ball.
ran out.
I think if we were doing fantasy, I would have topped up probably 20 at most.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon if we're doing fantasy, I would have got... I'm just trying to think.
The Cast Patrols boys did it for themselves.
Did they?
Yeah, they got, they were pretty high at Wolverhampton.
I'm trying to think. I had a couple of missed
Jason would have got
tackles.
104.
Easily.
Yeah.
I don't think I ran the ball that much. Honestly, if we're going fantasy, I reckon I would have been in the negatives.
You reckon?
I reckon I missed more tackles than I took.
I reckon I would have been around 15.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
moments
I'd
had.
agree with that. Yeah, like he had some good touches.
Jason would have been.
I didn't get the full
100
mark.
plus. The Cast Patrol boys between 50 and 70.
Well, you look like I missed a
Mahmood
tackle
would
on.
have been-
I missed the tackle on Mahmood.
He
I
would
missed
have been
another
about-
tackle, and then I missed the tackle on Jason. So I would have been.
Mahmood
negatives.
would have been about 70. The K. Roos brothers would have been.
I was about to say,
in the
imagine
90s,
and
yeah.
even Dan.
Dan, yeah,
he would have
he
been over 100 as well, easily. Like
And shit,
meters
hey,
and
shit,
stuff.
he would have been
Yeah.
pretty high. Like they all.
Even like Emilio, he had some good
Emilio,
runs.
yeah, I
He had some tackle
I
busts.
reckon Emilio would have been in the 40s.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
We got to try probably 50s.
yeah.
But he played. Yeah.
Well, he had some really good runs, and obviously running out doesn't help.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But yeah, that's our questions now. The preview, I guess.
Yeah, let's rip into this week. As always, brought to you by Picklebet. When we preview a round, it is always brought to you by Picklebet. I just want to talk about that multi we do again. Obviously, yours got up last week, the AJ and Souths one.
Yeah.
If you want to get on our multi of the week, each week we're going to pick one of them. It might not be our own team's one. Last week I just did it because we forgot to pick one. But we're going to pick probably, I guess, the one that we think is going to get up. Yeah, that's like if you're smart, that's what you're going to do. And obviously with our leaderboard sort of thing we're doing, you get double points. And then it also goes up on Picklebet if you want to get on that bet. If you are going to get on the bet, use code HOTDOG when you sign up. But gamble responsibly. You're probably going to lose. Once again, I lost all my bets on the weekend. You win some, but you lose more. If you need help, call 1-800-858-858. Let's head straight to the Josh Mansour Shield, Souths vs Panthers. Liam Martin and Keon are out. That's basically
And
all
James
my
Fisher
team.
Harris is still out.
Oh, true.
He's
Yeah,
still
good
out,
spot. Yeah. Who are you going? I'm keen to hear who you're going.
This is hard because Souths have only been Penrith once in the last 5 years. And that one game, Latrell didn't play in. Yeah.
in the finals.
Latrell didn't play in that game either.
Yeah.
And this is always the game where he seems to go quiet against the Panthers.
Yeah.
But I say this every time we play Penrith. This is going to be finally the game. Like, it's finally going to be the game where he comes out and has a good game.
Latrell.
Yes. So Souths won the 12.
Yeah.
Penrith, they don't lose. When they lose, they've only been by 1 point.
Yeah.
I'm saying Souths in a very, very tight game. And like I said in round 2, my try score is going to be someone who scores very regularly against the Panthers, Cody Walker.
Yeah. I think you called him last time they played as well.
Yeah, because he's got he scores at least. He didn't score in that game, but all 5 games before or so, he scored against them.
So
they're a hard team to score against. So Walker's getting over. I'll go Cody Walker.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I found this one a bit tricky, to be honest, because Souths are in really good form. And Panthers obviously...
And their close game last week is not good for Souths because Penrith are going to come out really
Well, that's what I was about to say. And then you look at it, it's like, oh, well, Panthers almost lost to the Knights. They're going to obviously lose to Souths. And then you go, nah, Panthers are going to bounce back. There's a saying in life, Zane, don't judge a player or a team on their worst performance. It's a Souths home game.
Yeah.
Is it Trilliance?
No, it's at
Accor, yeah,
Troll
true.
We play at Trilliance against the Eels.
Troll.
You know, there's Troll Bank Stadium, Trolls Bet, Troll Bar Super Stadium is BK.
Trollmore Sports Ground.
Soon. Yeah, Trollmore. But yeah, Troll Bar Super Stadium.
Troll Court.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going, as I said, there's a saying. Don't
Troll
judge a
Land,
team on their work. Troll Smart Stadium.
Yeah, they're all coming.
Mount Troll.
Yeah,
Mount Troll Stadium. Trollme Park. Tramey Park.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Land, you know.
Trolland. What's
that?
Trolland?
Lotto Land.
Oh yeah, true.
Have you seen
true.
that video at Amy Park? It's like we're drawn by Amy Park. Amy Parks, who's at Amy Park.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good one. Yeah. They
Who
say
are you tipping here?
They say don't judge a team on their worst performance. Judge them on their reaction to their worst performance.
Yeah.
Last week, Panthers' worst game of the year. They still got a dub, and they'll take a dub this week. I'm on Panthers 1-12. Crichton anytime.
Yeah, Crichton.
I feel like he hasn't scored in a while too. So
yeah, and he always scores against South as well. Like he'd be a good choice. Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. He haunts South a little bit.
And
So that's why I've got Crichton. Yeah,
scoring
that's
the
literally
other
why I went him.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to make mine a bold prediction. Walker scores off a Crichton intercept.
Oh, imagine. And restores balance to the galaxy.
I'd love it to happen. Or I'm ready for Campbell Graham to knock it on and Tyre just run past everyone.
Run over three blokes again and push them into each other. They all trip over.
That was so funny. And I wasn't laughing at the time, but watching
Looking back, it's the funniest thing ever.
Hilarious.
Because he pushes one bloke and they all trip over like dominoes.
Scream at Cody Walker that his piss weak tackle attempt jumping, then they knocks him out the way and Illich trips and Cook goes over it. Looking back at it, that was hilarious. Then his celebration it's just it's
hilarious. Ties the game up.
It was on half time. I'm like, there is no way he just scored that.
He's not even fast.
He got it. I'm like, oh, they'll take him down. Look how much he's there, and then he just bang. I'm just like, how did he score that?
Literally, he did not deserve to score.
I really wanted. That was literally the funniest try of last season.
It's so funny.
And there was that.
It's good to watch
another
that.
similar try that the Broncos scored against South. Remember Cobbo?
Yeah.
The full field. It was like 7 South.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
He just got past them all.
Yeah.
It
was like Inglis's try for Souths against Broncos. Where he just goes through everyone and nobody can get him.
I remember sitting with my dad in that. As soon as he got the ball and made a run, got past the first player, and Dad's like, "We're gonna score here." I'm like, "No, we're not." And he did. I'm like,
it was like off a Ben Barber kick too.
And it's like back then you could tell when South scored, but as soon as Inglis got past that first player, he's like, "Oh, we've scored here." I'm like, "No way, we haven't." He just kept going.
He falls over right at the end and he just gets back up and scores.
It was walked that last bit.
Yeah, he hit the ground like somebody ankle tapped and
he got Crichton scoring. I got Walker scoring.
Let's go to the. I've called it the Stuart Kelly Shield. Do you know who Stuart Kelly is?
I don't.
Nah, neither do I. But apparently he played for the Eels and the Broncos. It's the Eels and the Broncos. Eels short turnaround, 5-day turnaround in Darwin. They're playing. So I don't understand the NRL scheduling there. But anyway, Oates and Hodgson have returned.
Yeah, Hodgson was a weird out.
Yeah, I think they said he got sick.
And then when they were announcing the team lineups, I was saying to a friend, I'm like, Hodgson's not there. That's a bit.
Well, I wasn't even there for the
Hands,
team.
and we were waiting for the bench. We're like, he might be on the bench, but he wasn't.
Who started hooker?
Hands.
Who went onto the bench? Because
it was there was an 18, number 18. Right. That was.
Yeah, I was moving seats, so I didn't even realise Hodgson was out until after the game when I found out.
It was some player that we don't really know.
Yeah, true, but it wasn't his son. Arthur, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Arthur.
So interesting.
I would have noticed if it was Arthur.
But yeah, anyway, I'll go first. Why not? I'm changing mine. I was on Eels 13 plus.
13 plus.
Yeah, but because of the turnaround in Darwin, I'm going Eels 1-12 though.
They got a good record up there. That's all the Eels.
Yeah, I just feel like I've said it the last couple of weeks. I feel like once Broncos get challenged, they fall away a little bit. We saw it in the first half against the Titans. We saw it against the Raiders. I feel like if Eels can start fast, the Broncos, they're a momentum team. I think Eels can stop them. And I don't know why I said 13 plus though. That was a bit random.
The other thing is the Eels
play 1-12.
The Eels play good against the top sides, but rubbish against the bottom.
I think they've been keen for a top side.
Yeah, I reckon.
And sorry, I'm on Gutho anytime. I don't know if I said that.
Good. I reckon I'm still going to go Broncos. Broncos. Broncos 1-12. Ezra Mam, he's trying to try scorer.
Mam, he hasn't scored it in. Oh no, actually, I think he's still just scoring every week.
Yeah,
he's a safe option.
I'll go Mam.
Then we go to the Ben Barber Bowl, Bulldogs versus Sharks. Do you like these names?
Yeah.
Carraz is out. Averillo and Davey are in doubt. And my hot take is that they'll both, at least one of them won't play, but I think Skelton's going to come in for Averillo, and I think Torpenay might come in for Davey. Casey and Burns are on the wings. Berto and Flanagan have swapped in the halves. Yeah, Casey.
Oh,
Casey redemption game, baby. Against the Sharks,
yeah.
bro. It's crazy. Yeah, Berto and Flanagan have swapped. Berto's now at halfback. He's the best halfback in the NRL currently. Never lost as a Bulldogs halfback. Put your house on the Doggies. Flanagan at 5'8". Carla Lopu in the reserves. Couple of theories and rumours going around that Carl Alopu is going to replace Flanagan at 5'8".
Reynolds and Ockenbaugh there.
Reynolds, Ockenbaugh, Davey, who I think will drop out, and then Matt Burton 2.0, Ryan Sutton. Yeah, I've got a hot take that I think Flano's going to get dropped late, and Carl Alopu is going to come in. But now that I think about it more, that was a hot take I had. I now think that maybe they've moved Flano to 5'8" just to take pressure off him.
Yeah.
But also to sort of warm up that seat for Carl Alopu to come in, not this week, but in a couple of weeks. But my hot take is he debuts this week, as well as Skelton. But I am on the Doggies 1-12. I can just sense a bit of desperation. They need a win. Honestly, the lineup isn't that bad. Ockenbaugh's not on the wing anymore. Casey, redemption game. Burns is a safe option to be on the wing. He's a good depth player. We've got a couple more forwards back. Obviously, Kickout's out after getting injured last week, but our forward pack isn't that bad anymore. And Burton at 7, as I said, he's never lost a game as a 7. So I'm on Doggies 1-12. The try scorer, I've said it twice now. Casey, redemption match. Declan Casey, anytime try scorer, he's going to redeem himself. Let's trot, baby.
Well, we've been opposite all week this week, and we're going to be. I'm going Sharks 13+.
That shocks
I'm sorry, I'll go Sharks 13+. I just think Bulldogs have way too many players out, and it's a shame. But Sharks look in good form. I think it could be a lot worse than what you might think it is. I can see the Sharks putting 30+ on.
I think Nico Hines is his lips.
I've got another redemption game from the Bulldogs. Coming off the bench, Ockenbaugh, anytime try score on the wing. He'll score on the wing.
He's going to score on the wing. He's not going to play on the wing.
Oh, don't care.
Somebody will get injured. I've jinxed it now. Somebody will get it. You're going Ockenbaugh's going to score on down the wing.
Jaden Ockenbaugh, you heard it here.
Sharks 30+, but Ockenbaugh.
Yeah, Ockenbaugh just constellation right at the end.
Probably like a Greg Eastwood intercept try.
Intercepted by Greg Inglis. Wait, sorry, Eastwood.
Intercepted by Inglis.
So used to Inglis running, so you wouldn't have expected it.
Intercepted by Inglis. It's Greg Eastwood going 5 kilometres an hour. Oh, I miss Greg Eastwood. All right.
Where's he at now?
He's played a couple of seasons at the Jets, and now he plays for a team that was around back foundation club, but they're in juniors. No, it's like the Reds or something.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah, they're like a feeder club somewhere. Just playing footy just for fun.
And he was on big money at the Dogs at one point. Massive money.
Yeah, he was on big coin.
800.
I think we were paying him to play at the Jets, actually. Yeah. Because we released and paid some of his contract. But yeah, let's go to the Kalen Ponga Cup. Cowboys and Knights. Jason Taumalolo out. McLean is back. Oof. And the man of the moment, Ponga, is back. And Saifidi is also back.
Yeah, this is a game which, look, we know the Knights haven't played their best footy with Ponga in the side.
Yeah, they've been.
And the Cowboys are desperate for a win. If this was in Newcastle, I might go with the Knights, but I think Cowboys really need a win. So I'm going Cowboys 1-12. Obviously, Knights will be up for it.
Yeah.
And anytime try scorer, let's go with Nanai.
Ooh.
Again, Jeremiah Nanai.
I don't hate that to be honest. I've gone the opposite. I've gone Knights 1-12. But I can see it going either way. I kind of forgot that it's in Queensland as well.
Cowboys lose this game, they're finished.
Yeah, definitely. But the way the Knights have been playing, they're just getting games and they just grind games. And I can see him grinding this one as well. You'd assume Ponga being back surely that's good for him.
It is.
But they have been playing good without him, so that'll be interesting. But I'm actually going Ponga anytime try scorer in his return game. It's for the Caleb Ponga Cup. It's named after him.
How many minutes do you reckon it'll be before he gets knocked out?
I'm going to go...
I'll say 19.
19?
Yeah.
I'm going to go, I reckon he won't get knocked out this week. I think he'll get knocked out the week after. I'll back him in to finish a game. And then I think he'll get injured and, concussed the week after.
Oh, God.
How many weeks until he moves back to fullback, you reckon?
They can't take Lockie Miller out.
I've brought Lockie Miller into my fantasy, so now I agree. Leave Lockie Miller there. Let's go to the Osako Shield, Dolphins and Titans. Kenny Bromwich and Aaron Shopper out.
Aaron Shop's out, is he?
Yeah, Aaron Shop's out.
What's he done?
Just misses the Bulldogs too much, homesick.
Really?
No, I don't know. I just saw it on the team list. I'm not sure. And then AJ Brimson and Kafusi are back. I've gone Dolphins 1-12.
Gonna have to edit some fantasy if Shop's out.
Do you have Shop in your fantasy?
That's bugging me now. Is he really out?
Yeah, he's out. I swear. That's what.
He's just not. He's not even injured. He's just not.
Wait,
named.
what?
He just has a red X.
Wait, what?
He's not injured. He's just not named.
Oh, hang on a second. This is a hot scoop. This is an Orange Peelers exclusive. Not really, because it was
I'm gonna have to message Blaze right now.
Message him. Find out.
And I don't have any.
I'm looking up who the centers are.
I don't have any depth centers.
Kelly and Sammy are the centers. Kelly?
Yeah, Brian Kelly.
Have they brought him in to replace Shop? Because Sammy, I think, was already center. That's weird.
Yeah,
surely he's injured and fantasy just isn't.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm pulling up the NRL injury ward. Let's find out. Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Shop, he's like my hero, so we're going to find out if he's okay. Let this load. Let's go full screen. Surely Blaze replies quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what's happened to Shop.
He's not injured. He's not on the NRL injury ward.
Yeah, so he must have just been dropped.
He has been having a couple of bad games.
No, he hasn't been good.
Not bad games, but bad moments.
Fantasy-wise, he's not,
doing all right.
He's doing fine, yeah.
He's had, just bad moments where he's, not passing the ball and stuff, I guess.
And that's what he was like.
I guess he's just been dropped. Mate, the Bulldogs let him go for a reason. I don't know what the reason was, but, attitude problems or something.
Yeah.
So, maybe there's a bit more to that. That'll be interesting to actually monitor and see what happens in the coming weeks. That's very interesting. But yeah, Shop's out. As I said, Bruno and Kafusi back, and I'm on the Dolphins 1-12. I think without Shop, they're just nothing. The Titans.
Well, I like that Brimson's back, and I'm gonna go Titans 13+ here.
Oh, 13+.
13+.
You're high on the Titans, eh?
Yeah, and Tom tries to go Lofia, Camperera.
Yeah. That's fair.
He's
such a safe option. I've gone a Psycho anytime.
Yeah, Psycho.
He's having a good season, so I feel like he's sort of a safe option.
Yeah.
I think Dolphins bounce back. And then, is this the Sunday game? Yeah. No, that was a Sunday game. And the other Sunday game, because it's a bit mixed around because of Anzac round.
Yeah, there's 2 on Tuesday.
Yeah, none on Monday, which I feel like they should have put a game on Monday, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bit.
But I don't know. We'll get to it. The Martin to Power Bowl, Tigers and Manly. You liking the names or what? Dewey, Naden, and Tuolungi are all
saying
out.
this is the game that Tigers are going to win.
I'm on Tigers 1-12. Hang on, let me finish that. They've gone Buller at fullback. I think that's how you say his name. I'd never heard of him. Wakeham's at 5'8". Obviously, Dewey's out for 16 months, they said.
Yeah.
Not even just 8 months, this season
16.
and lots of next season. It's horrible. Laurie is on the bench. I don't know what that bloke's got to do to get a run at fullback.
You're tipping Tigers.
Staines is now on the wing. They've dropped him from fullback. And then Garrick is back and Schuster is back, which means Manly are close to full strength. So yeah, I'm on Tigers 1-12.
You reckon this is the game Tigers win?
I've just got a feeling.
This is
not necessarily because it's off the bye, but
I do think they're going to win an upset sooner
I feel
or
like Manly have been a bit up and down. It's not at Manly's home ground. So, obviously, it's not at the Fortress. And I just have a gut feeling the Tigers are going to sneak a win. A really tight one. Even a field goal or something. I've just got a feeling and saying that it goes one further.
Yeah. Well,
Guess who my try scorer is?
Who?
Alex Twal. Anytime try scorer. I've got a gut feeling for Tigers to get the upset, and I've got a gut feeling Alex Twal's first try.
He's coming.
Gut feeling.
You see, I'd love that to all happen, but I just can't tip the Tigers. No matter what happens, so I'm tipping Manly and Ruben Garrick to score.
Manly 13+. 1-12.
1-12.
And Garrick is a good option. I don't know why. I've got a gut feeling.
Yeah.
And looking at the team list, I hate the changes they've made. I hate the changes. Obviously, Wakeham at 5'8" is fine, but I just don't understand why you're bringing in a rookie fullback when you have Laurie there, who was their best player last year, and you have Staines, who went all right at fullback against Eels, and then you just move him to the wing. When you have Nofaluma there, it's not like you don't have wingers. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. But Tigers 1-12, whatever. Always trust your gut. Anzac Day. I don't have a fancy name for this one because it's just the Anzac Day game. Roosters, Dragons. Butcher and Sewer are both out. Walker got dropped with Manu coming in at 5'8". Well, he's not coming in. He's moving to 5'8". And thank you. I was about to ask, do you know who it is? So Momas is at centre instead of Manu. And Angus Crichton's back as well.
In his Rabbitohs gear or Roosters gear? Which one? Who's he playing for?
I don't know. We'll find out, man. Hopefully it's good to see him back. To be honest. He apparently played well in Cup last week.
This is interesting because
he's back now.
Dragons always aim up on Anzac Day.
They won last year.
Yeah, only when it's their home game, though, considered their home game, they win. And where
was it last year?
It was at SCG, but it was a Dragons home game.
Where is it at this year? Trelliance?
Yeah, Trelliance. Roosters home game.
Yeah, all right.
Roosters always win their home games on Anzac Day, and Dragons always win theirs. So, hate doing it. I'm tipping Roosters. I'm gonna say 1-12.
Yeah.
And anytime try to score. I reckon at 5-8 will Joe Manu.
I nearly went Manu. I'm also on Roosters 1-12, which I think that's our first tip that we've got the same.
Yeah.
Just in terms of teams, Roosters 1-12. I've got Teddy though.
Yeah.
I think Teddy scores on Anzac Day. Yeah. I nearly went Barney though. I like him at 5'8". I'm keen to see how that goes because if Manu kills it at 5'8", how long is Walker going to be out of this team for?
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm
wondering. He was in contention to take over DCE
this
season, wasn't he?
I don't rate him that much.
Neither do
He's all right.
I think Elias is so much better than him.
Yeah, and I'm also still salty at him for running backwards that time against the Bulldogs. So I just don't like him. And then the Tohu Harris Cup also played on Anzac Day, but I'll tell you what, I've got a bone to pick with the Warriors.
Yeah,
they don't have an Anzac Day jersey.
They don't.
But they're playing on Anzac Day. But they don't have a jersey. Like, surely give one of the other 15 teams a go. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe like Broncos didn't go to much effort, but all the other teams have gone to the effort of making Anzac jerseys. Yeah. Surely make an Anzac jersey if you're playing on Anzac Day and you're the only New Zealand team. There's so much they can do with an Anzac jersey that like the Australian teams can't.
Yeah.
So that's just disappointing from the Warriors. But anyway, Meaney is back is really the only major change for either team. But what do you reckon?
This isn't normally a game where you'd say Storm 13+, but this season it's been... Look, I'm going to say in Melbourne, I hate doing this. I love the Warriors. I'm going to Storm 1-12.
Wow.
Storm 1-12 and Munster to score anytime.
He let me down last week, Munster.
Yeah. I want the Warriors to win. This would be so good if they can win this game.
Well, actually, I'm on the Warriors 1-12. I just think they've been good this season. The Storm have been a bit hit and miss. It's an Anzac Day game, which is usually either Storm win by 70 or Warriors win by 1. So I'm going Warriors 1-12, and I'm on Cossie, the winger, to score at any time, just because I feel like that's just an alright option. I don't know. I feel like Warriors are sort of hard to get try scorers.
Yeah.
Like I somehow called Walker last week, but I just feel like you just never know who's going to score with the Warriors. But yeah, so I'm going Cossie. And then Raiders have a bye, so they've got a week to just sit down and work out what Wyden's doing. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's our round 7 review. Round 8 preview. Nothing else to touch on?
Not really.
You on any games this week?
I'm going to tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Panthers. Yeah, that's
in
right.
The Burrow, back we are. Then another 2 weeks off. 2 games in Melbourne. Then we get the Tigers. Then we get the Raiders. And yeah, there's a few more games. I know that.
Yeah, solid.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to the Doggies Sharks game, and it's actually my birthday on Sunday.
Is it?
So if anyone's around, you can come to my birthday party, 21st. So we'll be getting lit. I'll put it out there. My birthday party it's actually family only, but it's at a park in Penrith. I don't remember the park.
Dogs can come.
Somebody get Josh Adokar to come to my birthday. No.
Well, except him.
Except him. Anyone else. Trent Barrett's welcome. But yeah, it's at some park in Penrith, but I don't remember the name. So if anyone's free on Sunday and wants to go to every single park in Penrith, it's the one near the river. Come say hi. Come crash my birthday party that's family only. But yeah, that's Orange Peelers. Let's trot, baby.